Hello, all guys, gals, and non binary pals. Welcome to the newest episode of the Noobs and Knockouts podcast, brought to you on YouTube, on Spotify, on Google, and Apple Podcasts. I'm Austin. I'm a knockout. Watched a lot of wrestling.
I'm David. I'm a noob. Haven't watched nearly as much wrestling, and now the trifecta is complete, Austin. We had the Goldilocks, too much wrestling. We had the Papa Bear, too much wrestling. We had the Baby Bear, not enough wrestling, and now we are back here in 2014, and truly the Goldilocks ratio, Mama Bear, has been found of just right.
Yeah, we are, if it wasn't 3 hours, 2014 Raw would be perfect.
Look, it's all about the ratio, okay? Fuck the 3-hour Raw thing. But in terms of the ratio,
get ratioed.
Truly, I look at the amount of wrestling on Raw and I say to it, get ratioed. True, yeah. This is true, absolutely.
Yeah, so we're back in 2014. As
fucking stupid.
As we continue our journey through kind of the road to WrestleMania 30, the movement.
I'm very excited.
Yes. Finally, for the first time in this arc, I'm not having to describe months of TV at a time, as we are done with the time skips.
Daniel Bryan is a consistent player in the storyline now? What?
Yeah.
That's heresy. No,
we're here.
I can't accept it.
Yeah, fucking. I appreciated not having to watch 2 months of Raw in a week.
Yeah.
To prepare for the next time we do this episode.
Like going up with your little Bull and Oliver Twist eyes of like looking for the little crumbs of Daniel Bryan's story. Please, sir, may I have some more?
Yeah, now we're just following the next week. Last time we were here, we watched the March 3rd episode of Raw. Tonight we're doing March 10th.
What? Impossible. Nope, I can't accept it.
Yeah, it's great for me. So, last time we were here, we talked about it. Is basically Daniel Bryan is finally back to being the main protagonist of the WWE title story. I mean, He hasn't officially been brought back to that yet, but this is where it starts.
The Fed has stopped pretending as though Daniel Bryan does not exist most weeks.
Yeah, so basically after being screwed out of the Elimination Chamber, he was like, I've had enough of this. I've had enough. I challenge you, Triple H, to a match at WrestleMania, because that's the only way that I'm going to be able to get you to stop, because people like you, this is the only way people like you actually listen to people like me.
Fucking
is with violence.
Oh my god. Daniel Bryan never stops spitting bars, okay? Fuck. My man out here speaking the truthiest of truths. I love you, Daniel Bryan.
Yep. Now, Triple H is convinced that I'm not going to fall for this. I'm not going to fall for this. I'm not getting back in the ring for a B+ player. No way.
Which you would think, you would think within like his own logic, he'd be fine like stepping in with DB and like in his mind like squashing him to prove a point. So the fact that he doesn't, my man is scared. Little baby man Triple H doesn't think he can go up against the GOAT man.
On some part he knows.
Yes,
that Daniel Bryan can beat him.
That's kind of like a brilliant little subtlety of the story, and it's all mwah.
But so he has to just be like, "Nope, you're not on my level, kid," and be that, and that's that.
And Daniel Bryan says, "Bet."
But for a guy who seems determined to not fight Daniel Bryan, he sure does keep finding situations where that seems to be leading to him having to fight Daniel Bryan. In the main event of last week, Daniel Bryan fought Batista in a match that sucked ass because it's Batista in 2014.
It wasn't ideal.
But it ended with Triple H attacking Daniel Bryan, saying that I'm tired of your little fantasy crap. beats the shit out of him. And Raw ends with the Authority standing over Daniel Bryan and Stephanie yes chanting at him.
Oh my god, I forgot Stephanie went for the yes chant for the disrespect. What a bitch.
And I think is a good way to transition to the next big thing from Raw last time is while all that's happening, the crowd is of course chanting CM Punk, CM Punk,
CM Punk.
CM Punk.
Yeah. Stephanie's doing one chant for the disrespect, and the crowd is doing another chant for the disrespect. We're all the same, truly.
As the return of CM Punk, the returning, it is upon us.
That feels pertinent.
In 2023.
Last
time we were here.
Damn it. Why?
Last time we were here, Raw, was the first episode in Chicago without CM Punk.
Yes.
Post CM Punk, rumors had gotten around by this point. I never looked this up last time, but I want to know when the Art of Wrestling podcast was that blew the whole thing up. The Art of Wrestling being Colt Cabana's podcast, where CM Punk came on and gave all the dirty details.
Was that the fateful episode?
It was the one that got him sued by WWE for defamation, and where it all went downhill from there.
Yeah, we're fucking CM Punk, voice of the voiceless, champion of the people, refused to pay his friend's fucking defamation lawsuit bill, despite the fact that it was his fucking fault his friend got the defamation lawsuit in the first place. Fuck you, Phil.
Yeah, but you know that have you considered that Colt Cabana shares a bank account with his mother? Have you considered how that says everything we need to know about him?
What? Was that really Punk's line?
Yes.
What a fucking dweeb,
now,
dude.
I'm going to give context to that for people who don't know. Obviously, this is when Punk was griping after All Out 2021, just ranting and raving at the post-show press conference.
I still haven't watched that, and I refuse to for my own sense of personal happiness.
But he did say when ranting about Colt Cabana was like, that guy's the guy who shares a bank account with his mother. That says all. I think that says all you need to know about him. And
means he's maybe well off and supporting his maybe less well off mother.
I do know what he was talking about, but that required me to do more research, aka it was not all that I needed to say about him.
Yes.
Is so basically part of them fighting because eventually the CM Punk and Colt Cabana versus WWE court case managed to devolve into CM Punk versus Colt Cabana in court over the legal fees thing.
Bruh.
And it was as part of investigation during the court case. It came out that Colt Cabana had a bank account with his mother, and it was alleged that Cabana was understating his financial assets because Punk's argument was basically, shut the fuck up. You can afford the legal fees. Shut up.
But
well, it was more like, I guess it was more like what I remember was like Punk agreed to pay the fees because he thought Cabana couldn't handle it, and Cabana was like, dude, this will fuck me over and ruin my podcast. I'm just gonna take the fucking episode down. And Punk's like, nah, man, I got it. Keep it up, keep that shit up. And then it was alleged that basically that Cabana was underrepresenting his financial liquidity and ability to pay any sort of legal fight that WWE would put up. And so that was tied, and it was tied to the idea that he wasn't counting the bank account he had with his mother in how much money do you have to pay.
Oh my God. CM Punk really is one of those fucking petty assholes that'll just actually his way into convincing himself that he's right because he feels like some level of personal scorn done to him on very bullshit like reasoning. God damn it, Phil.
And the fact that I had to give all that explanation for even remotely understand what Punk was getting at, again, suggests that no, saying that he shares a bank account with his mother does not, in fact, say everything I need to know.
Oh my god. CM Punk touch grass challenge.
Based honestly, very much the kind of like internet
Yeah, right?
shit where like
that reads like a fucking QAnoner, right?
That reads like some shit that gets passed around on Tumblr or Twitter or Reddit. And
like
eventually,
people who are...
and eventually it circulates so much that you just, if you're terminally online enough, you just kind of think that everyone knows about this.
Yeah, that knows about this very niche shit that you have invested your entire fucking personality in. Oh yeah, dude. I'm sure everybody gets that.
Read like that, actually.
Oh my god. Anyway.
Phil has left to the and actually upon looking up, the Art of Wrestling podcast episode in question did not come out until November 2014.
Oh shit.
So I wasn't deep enough in the dirt sheets in 2014 to have a good estimated timeline on like what did people know in March of 2014.
Well, damn, that's a Google the Meltzer notes for later activity.
Yeah, maybe in the back half we can come back and talk and bring that up.
God, we already spent so much of the last episode talking about how the crowd needlessly fixated on CM Punk during Daniel Bryan's story. I feel like it'd be disrespectful for us to then do that too.
That's fair. I guess I would assume that it's fair enough to guess that at least the idea that Punk wasn't coming back was known because like the crowd being that fervent about it and Paul Heyman going out there and cutting his like this guy left the promotion promo that he did in ECW.
The story of a Paul Heyman guy.
Right, like the fact that he's out there saying shit like that suggests that at least like enough of the internet knew that
rumors had spread by this point
that Punk wasn't coming back.
He ain't here. Sorry about it.
Mm-hmm. So that dominated a significant part of the show. In terms of other happenings on, I got the Raw results right here. So, right in front of me. The Usos. Yeah, let's start with that. The Usos defeated the New Age Outlaws to become the new WWE Tag Team Champions.
Yeah, that was actually really sick to see, and I didn't realize just how fucking much I would love 2014 Usos, but holy shit, I'm so into them.
Hell yeah, and
I fucking 2K got me putting the Uso theme on my playlists now, because it's actually, hey, let's get it, Us, like, fuck, it slaps, god damn it.
Yep. The dissolution of the Real Americans continues as as Jack Swagger cost Cesaro a match against Big E, and then later in the night, Big E fought Swagger, and Cesaro cost Swagger the match.
Dude, that was so fucking funny to watch. It was the most petty ass bullshit, and it's so funny to see like these two like, big beefy motherfuckers just act like total mean girls to each other.
Oh yeah, and
over what? I don't even fully
remember. Nothing.
Basically nothing.
But Cesaro almost put him in the Swagger in the swing, and he didn't because Coulter talked him off the ledge.
Because Coulter said, "Let's hug it out, gentlemen."
But other than the Real Americans not long for the WWE at this point.
You'll love to see. I'm waiting to see Jack Swagger put in that fucking big. So I've probably already seen it from when their names are now Claudio Castagnoli and Jake Hager, but I could never see enough of Jack Swagger or Jake Hager being swung around like a bitch.
Yep. The Shield continue also breaking apart. After they had another match with the Wyatts. This time, Bray Wyatt pinned Dean Ambrose because Dean Ambrose certified pin eater of the Shield.
Again, the only man who holds a belt in that group.
Of course. So
Just for the record.
So of course the person you should definitely be eating all the pins.
He doesn't need to look strong. He's already got a belt. It's simple math.
WWE, when looking at mid-card champions, he doesn't need to look strong. He's already got a belt.
He's already got a belt. Why does he have a belt?
Anyway, the big drama here, though, is that Seth Rollins refused to tag in, and in fact, basically left the match because he's like, "I'm sick of you idiots. Fix your shit, and I'll come back."
He's like, I'm sick of playing therapist. Get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Batista revealing that Batista going healer now, as he's like, the yes movement is stupid because nerds read too many comic books. Ironic. And thinking that the dudes who look like Daniel can become superheroes, even though that's only guys like me.
The logic in that promo was so many layers of stupid. It was truly a masterpiece of like deranged heel work from Batista. And you know what? I appreciate my guy eating the like taking the heel turn on the chin. All right.
Yep. Santino and Emma defeated Fandango and Summer Rae.
Fandango.
We got to see firsthand how and why Emma's transition to the main roster is not working.
Oh man. Hey, and as far as we know, Austin could very well be seeing the long-awaited rematch of that in just a few days' time.
Santino versus Dirty Dango.
The possibility of seeing
they're hinting
the man who was still Santino Marella because WWE fucked up their trademarking against Dirty Dango at an Impact show.
They're hinting at it. It feels like I feel like they're building it to Slammiversary, which is their pay-per-view after the show I'm going to.
Yeah, but like we could still see a confrontation or something.
Yeah.
The sheer jealousy that unironically I would feel if you got to see that clash in any capacity at that fucking show.
Yeah. But Christian and Sheamus brought their SmackDown feud to Raw, and I didn't care.
And nobody gave a shit. No, not a single person. Not us. Not the crowd. No, nobody liked it.
Speaking of things I don't care about, the Bella Twins beat Alicia Fox and Oksana. Okay.
Cool.
The Total Divas keep on winning.
Ah, yes. Go watch it on MTV, kids.
Ayo. Dolph Ziggler, with the help of Aaron Paul, defeated Alberto Del Rio.
Dolph Ziggler, who is massively over somehow, which I ridiculed him for until I played GM mode on 2K, and he was like one of my most consistent superstars across like 4 seasons, and I'm like, fuck.
He's here to show the world.
He's here to show the world of like Dolph Ziggler riding high at like almost 100 popularity, and like with me setting him up to be the heir apparent to be like the final babyface champion at the end of like my last season. God fucking damn it. Come on. And now I can't help but feel some slight warm tingly feelings thinking about Dolph Ziggler. Fuck!
Hell yeah.
I worked myself into a shoot on that one.
Paul Bearer, the newest inductee in the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2014.
Yes! Incredibly based.
It is. John Cena came out to address the Wyatts, and Bray Wyatt was like, "You're like a horse I'm going to take to the glue factory."
CM Punk! CM Punk! CM Punk!
Follow the buzzards.
Follow the CM Punk! CM Punk!
And Alexander Rusev came out to get a fake medal on a fake podium while his fake Russian girlfriend hyped him up.
The fake Russian real girlfriend, we need to clarify.
Yeah, she's his fake Russian girlfriend, not because she's a fake girlfriend, it's because she's a fake Russian.
She's not actually Russian. The magic of kayfabe.
Yep. I'm sure it's gonna be great when like Lana starts name dropping Putin in promos, because this is of course when like everybody Putin is the guy who runs Russia, but Putin isn't like the persona non grata of the world.
Didn't wait. We always knew he was insane. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, it was. I think 2014 it was a lot closer to being like a quirky insane, not like a
That's
warlord
fair.
insane.
That's fair. That
Like
is
I
fair.
wanna,
Like
I
he
wanna,
rides horses shirtless. Ha 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 ha.
yeah, like I wanna point out that like as a longtime listener of epic rap battles of history, like they
Ah,
do an entire episode of
bastion of historical
Russian
scholarship.
leaders. And like they end it with Putin, and Putin is, and like this is clearly like when this era of time where Putin is just like shirtless weirdo.
The the level of memery. I guess I kind of forgot. Like early Putin was like everyone was just kind of like memeing on him the whole time, and he was just kind of leaning in.
Mm-hmm.
And whoops the daisy.
Like list like the
We
Donald
didn't
Trump
take him seriously enough, did
presidency
he?
and
Yeah.
then the war in Ukraine will change a lot of people's perceptions on Vladimir Putin.
To be fair, I remember in like 2016 though being like knowing a little bit more about how fucking nuts Putin was, and like it was like during the Trump campaign, and someone making the very prescient point of like, yeah, we're all like pointing and laughing at Trump now because he's an obvious moron, but like people were doing that with Putin too, and look how that turned out.
People
And
did
I
that
was
with
like,
Johnson too, and look how that turned out.
and I was like, nah, it's fine. We don't got anything to do.
I am Boo Boo the Fool. But
Anyway.
yeah, so like 2014 normie America does not know a whole lot about Vladimir Putin to know that he's
2014 WWE as a result is a fucking fever dream.
yeah, but anywho, that is what has happened. That was what happened on Raw last time. And this time they're in Memphis. Oh, I forgot one thing that got advertised for this show this week.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We can actually occasionally pre-plan things for Raw in 2014.
Except the only thing is learning that Hulkamania is going to be running wild in Memphis tonight, brother. I got an announcement for WrestleMania 30, dude. Because I'm
hey,
the
this is
host
the episode that I almost watched last time.
I'm the host of WrestleMania 30, brother.
No, I forgot he was here. No.
Well, if it helps at all, remember this is Memphis. This is Jerry Lawler's stomping grounds, which means he's definitely going to reference it.
But will the crowd give a shit?
Maybe.
Okay. Because I think I accidentally started to watch this episode last time, and the crowd seemed pretty happy with him being there, so I'm not holding my breath.
Ooh. Oh, I just wanted to double check about Jerry Lawler running for mayor in Memphis, a thing that I remember happened, but I didn't remember if he was successful.
I should hope not. When, like in 2014 or like when?
I'm looking it up. Hold on.
The worst part is he probably could succeed at it.
LOL. Not even close. In fact,
get fucked, you fucking pedophile.
Let's end the front half on that part.
Please read the exact numbers.
Of course. In 1999, Lawler ran for mayor of Memphis, Tennessee. His platform focused on making the streets safer for residents, beautifying the city, and improving the quality of education. Really aiming high. In addition,
really visionary there.
Classic mayoral shit.
Absolutely.
Because no mayor ever. Oh, because is there any mayor who's ever ran for mayor that didn't at least say something about making the streets safer, beautifying the city, and improving education?
Fucking, we need MJF to run for mayor of Brooklyn on the Fuck Them Kids platform.
In addition, he vowed to attract businesses to Memphis, improve the flow of traffic, create more parks, and decrease property taxes. Again, really visionary platform you're working with here.
Brilliant, and probably also make things a lot easier for Jeff Jarrett it was Jerry Jarrett to run to run a carny business in that city too. But hey, who's counting?
Lawler ended with 11.7% of the votes. Now, he
Oof!
did come in fourth, but did not come even close to winning.
Oof, ow, and also owie. That's so fucking funny.
And then, on July 8th, 2009, Lawler again ran for the position of mayor of Memphis in a special mayoral election. On October 15th, 2009, he was in fifth with 4% of the vote.
He somehow got less popular. Goddamn, even Arnold fucking Schwarzenegger had managed to secure a fucking governorship by that point. Mayor Kane was only about a decade away. You'd think Lawler would have a little more success being able to capitalize on, like, hey, I'm the wrestling guy, and I'm from
wrestling
here.
guy you know of.
Yes, and who you love. God damn. Well,
I mean, he got pretty far in '99 on that. I think got his peak Attitude Era. He's pretty visible on national TV at that point, along with his history as a Memphis wrestling icon.
You'll pardon
and
my
that got
surprise.
him 12% of the vote.
You'll pardon my lack of surprise that that Lawler somehow managed to lack the baseline aptitude you need to like run a successful political campaign as a pretty well-known media figure.
I wonder if the commentator, I wonder if his political opponents just showed clips of him on TV yelling puppies. Like, and that's it.
Is this the man? Is this the... Well, fuck, at that point, they could just fucking rattle off his goddamn arrest records. That shit happened in the 80s.
I mean, that's what they do. But, well, who cares about that when he did fake wrestling? Have you considered that part?
Have you considered...
not that I would have wanted Linda McMahon to successfully become a senator in Connecticut, a U.S. senator in Connecticut. Yeah, but that was also a big part of like attack ads against her when she ran, is they showed shit that they did on WWF television in the Attitude Era and was like, this is her fault. So is this the kind of woman you want to be a senator?
Jerry Lawler claims to be the king, but have you considered that he is part of wrestling, and wrestling is fake? I would like to see your kingship papers, Mr. Lawler. That's right. You don't have any. Is this the man you want running Memphis? Dun-dun!
Yeah, I mean, like, they show clips for Linda McMahon's. They showed clips of, like, Vince making Trish bark like a dog on her all fours, and they're like, see this shit.
I mean,
like, this is all her dirty skeleton. This is all the skeletons in her closet. WWF footage.
Yeah, look, I mean, to be fair, it is an indicator of what absolute ghouls the McMahons are. I will grant you that, but guys, come on. Really?
And and let's be fair. If it wasn't for Linda flopping like a dumbass, we would have never gotten Stand Up for WWE.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
And in fact, I'm sure the people need to remember. Basically, WWE tried to run like a propaganda campaign of them being the plucky underdogs attacked in the media, and their fans need to stand up for WWE.
Holy shit, dude!
And there were 10. And here's the campaign: 10 ways to stand up for WWE. Let's do this. I'm running this through. Number 1, forward stand up for WWE videos to your friends. Number 2, upload video testimonials to YouTube and Facebook voicing your support.
Oh my God.
I'm so cringe. They're all cringe.
It's so perfect. Because, like, that would have been the age in which, like, companies were really like getting a grasp on how to like drive mass social media engagement, and it's just so perfect to watch the McMahons try and just beautifully bombastically fail at doing that kind of thing.
Don't. And we got 8 more. Number 3, email your friends and family stating why you are a WWE fan.
Oh my god!
Just cold email your grandma about why you're a fucking mark.
And your grandma's gonna reply, "Okay, Mark."
Number 4, friend WWE on Facebook. That's the least cringe one yet.
Yeah, that one's at least bog standard. They were able to take a look at like the lists that other like fucking social media campaigns engaged in, and we're like, yes, we know how to do that one. Yoink.
Yeah.
Good job.
Number 5, make I'm standing up for WWE your Facebook status.
Oh my god. The most soy ass motherfuckers.
Number 6, write a letter to the editor of your newspaper.
That newspaper is going to. The best part is, I feel like if you read letters to the editor, you're gonna assume that like the average demographic for that kind of activity is like 87.
Yeah.
And so they're like, man, why are all these fucking geriatrics writing in about WWE all of a sudden?
Yeah. Number 7, share your favorite WWE stories on Twitter and Facebook.
Okay, sure, whatever. CM Punk's like, I got you covered. Just shit my britches on SmackDown, please, RT.
Number 8, read a story that is unfair to WWE? Email the reporter.
Oh my! Yes! Vince
Straight
McMahon outsourcing journalist harassment! Yes!
Number 9, create I stand up for WWE signs or t-shirts for live events.
Oh, beautiful, yeah.
And then 10, truly the best one. Check back regularly for updates. They create a 10 ways listicle and they can't even come up with a 10th thing to do.
Art, that right there that's sheer poetry, Austin. I think Shakespeare was looking on from the grave in sheer envy as that list was brought deep spiritual poetic life.
I feel like
writer.
Obviously that has absolutely nothing. 2014, Linda McMahon has lost for the second time in running for Congress. She will have to make do with being the least controversial member of President Donald Trump's cabinet.
What is our timeline? What is the world we live in?
And then running a super PAC designed to promote Donald Trump's reelection. That went well.
It's fine.
But I feel like I need to take my opportunity to talk about stand up for WWE. There's not very many opportunities.
There really aren't. And I'm very, I'm happy that you took the time to educate all of us about this very important topic.
Mm-hmm. So, if you want to watch along with us and especially stand up for WWE.
Oh yeah, we have like a thing to watch.
If you want to stand up for the Noobs and Knockouts podcast, you can watch.
Email your grandmother about how much you love our show.
You save that for the plugs part. Cycle back to that.
I'll try to remember.
But basically, we're gonna watch the March 10th, 2014 episode of Raw tonight. You can watch that on Peacock. That's where WWE has licensed out all of their content, their back catalog. So woo we do. Hopefully we'll get some cringe WWE Network ads that less than a decade later have completely aged poorly.
Oh my! I mean, to be fair, after like a week, they aged poorly. Let's not act like these are anything remotely resembling a fine wine. Okay,
that's fair. But until then, we'll be back to continue the Yes movement.
Outstanding.
And we are back. We have finished the March 10th, 2014 episode of Monday Night Raw.
We are finally back after
Yep.
a period of time that I don't want to disclose to our
It
audience
has
between
been
episodes.
a long time since we've
It's
watched.
been a hot minute.
Since we've watched Raw.
But hey, you
2014.
know what? This marks a special occasion, folks, all right? You've heard of Noobs and Knockouts after hours. But now it's time for Hell Yeah! Noobs and Knockouts in the morning! The best and most
Noobs and
raunchy radio
Knockouts
show to ever
in
cross
the
your
morning.
airways. We're gonna be doing phone pranks. We're gonna be doing really flippant commentary on current political happenstances. It's all here at Noobs and Knockouts in the morning.
Make sure to go to our Twitter to get the phone line so you can call in.
Fuck, imagine having a call-in segment on this show. That'd be absolutely unhinged.
That would be terrible. Let's not think about it.
Just a bad idea all
Let's
around.
just never even talk about it again.
No, I like talking about bad ideas. They're my favorite kind of ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, you know something, dude. Speaking of bad ideas, brother.
Oh my god. Yeah, all right. Raw, baby. We're in Lawler. I forget, were we talking in the front half about being in Lawler country? And that's why we went on the whole tangent?
Yeah, that's because we had a whole tangent about him being trying to run for mayor.
Yeah. So we're in fucking Memphis, Tennessee, Lawler country, which is already bad enough. And then, of course, Oh,
brother, we're starting the show with the Hulkster dude.
I heard Justin Roberts announce Hulk Hogan's name, and I felt dirty. I'm like, no, that name should not be coming out of that beautiful angelic voice. Don't you fucking do this to me. But no, here he is, boys. Here he is, world. The Hollywood era's done. He's back in the full orange and yellow and red.
He is the immortal Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, big ass fucking feather boa.
Yeah, he added that. He added that when he came back to this looking like 03.
I'm really surprised that like late career Hogan is into wearing big ass feather boas. You'd think something like that would start making him blurt out like homophobic slurs, but you know what? Live your truth, buddy.
Mm-hmm. I made a note of Jerry Lawler wearing his classic t-shirt.
Yeah. Oh my God. That fucking eyesore. This champagne colored tuxedo design long sleeve tee. What the fuck was that? Almost looked like a goddamn like cardigan or something. It
looked like
brain
shit.
Couldn't fully process it. It looked awful. And every time it cut over, my eyes were just drawn and they started burning. Oh my God.
Well, let me tell you something, Mempho Hulkamaniacs.
Yeah. Mempho?
Yeah, I don't know what Hogan is trying to get over these nicknames for Memphis people.
He's trying to get over nicknames for everything, but Mempho makes it sound dirty. It makes it sound like it's a cousin of Nymphomania.
Oh yeah, the Mempho-maniacs.
Oh my little Mempho-maniacs, brother.
Oh yeah, brother.
Oh my God. Also, maybe the fucking Mempho people are maniacs. I saw a dude in the crowd who just put his phone number on a sign. Like, bruh.
Classic shit. To go to when you're going to be on TV, put your phone number on there.
Especially like knowing that the network is becoming a thing. Like enjoy crank calls for years to come.
Forever.
And that'll be the first phone scam on Noobs and Knockouts in the morning. Calling that random fucking guy from Memphis.
Let's call him right now and be like, remember that Memphis Raw from 10 years ago?
Oh my God.
Put your phone number on?
Well, the chickens have come home to roost.
Yeah. So Hogan is like, everywhere I go, the talk is on the street. Welcome back. Everyone's telling me, welcome back to the WWE universe. It's been great having you back home, brother.
Yeah.
Where have I been gone? Don't ask me that.
Don't ask me, dude. It's a law. You don't want to know. Nobody wants to know. Hulk's been just fine, brother. Don't worry about it.
Okay, if we use the same technique they use to talk about former TNA champions, we can say that Hulk Hogan has been around the world.
Yes, a champion all around the world. This is true. No, but fucking of all things, motherfucking Vince sent Hogan out here to cut a goddamn advertising promo because he starts hyping up the goddamn network.
He said, hey, every night he's been rewatching his WrestleMania matches on the WWE network, which 100% sounds like a thing he would do.
And you know he's masturbating to them too.
Oh yeah, brother. Thing. I always time it so that my orgasm comes when I body slam Andre.
It's literally the fucking BoJack Horseman thing. I swear to God.
It's about what the moment means. It's about what it represents. It just
stirs something in me, dude.
It's about what it represents. It's not that I'm jerking off to my matches, brother. It's about what it represents.
I'm jerking off to the story, dude. There's a difference.
Yeah. He mentions his matches with Andre the Giant, Randy Savage.
Well, he mentions that his match with Andre was like the greatest match of all time, and somewhere like fucking Meltzer started cringing.
Yeah, okay, first is I did make a note of he's snubbing his WrestleMania matches with Yokozuna and Sid Justice.
How could he ever? How could he deny such glorious bangers?
But Hogan's like, I still get amped up when I watch my Andre match with Andre, dude. I got my goosebumps make me feel like I could pull the bumpers off a Cadillac, Jack.
He's extremely aroused, yes.
And then he's like, as I walk outside and wrestle the whole neighborhood.
Well, wanting to wrestle the whole neighborhood, which
I took it as he actually goes out and tries to do that.
I don't know, man. I think he said like wants to, but I wouldn't be surprised if Hogan just went up to his neighbor's door and he's like, "Hey, yeah, can you do me a favor, brother, and put me over in the ring a little bit?" Oh, yeah. And the neighbor goes, "What?" And Hogan's like, "Shh, don't think about it too hard, brother. Yeah. Just say yes."
Yeah, and I came up with an idea, and in celebrating 30 years of WrestleMania and in honor of the greatest of all time, Hulk Hogan announces a 30-man over-the-top rope Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Yeah, this thing that I've heard of, this is apparently the origin point, which is actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Didn't randomly expect to see that, but fuck yeah.
And then Hogan goes, at WrestleMania, there'll be 3 superstars in the ring. I was like, good one, Hulkster.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he said 3 or if he just rushed through saying 30 too fast.
He meant 30, but he said 3. But then he points to the Titantron, and we reveal the Andre Memorial Trophy.
Yeah, and for those of the noobish persuasion who may be listening, the significance of this is that like Andre was the king of battle royals in his day.
Yes,
like, you know, shockingly, being a giant ass motherfucker means you're gonna get booked to just kind of destroy people a lot. And what better showcase of that than a match where you have 29 dudes to just
back in the olden days, battle royals were kind of just used as avenues to show off how giants are. Pretty like much. Nowadays, it's just kind of like they like lampshade the trope of like who's gonna get this giant out of the ring, and then the giants never win. But back in the old days, they played that shit completely straight, and like Andre was nigh undefeated in battle royals. He won so many battle royals in his career.
The normal sized chumps hadn't yet worked out the meta of just everybody combining forces to like fucking fireman's carry a giant out of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So this actually does feel like a, you know, Andre's signature match kind of situation.
Yeah, no. So it is a really cool tribute that they're doing this. Fucking sucks they're letting Hogan be the one to announce it and also claim to take credit for it, but you know, sure.
Yeah. So in closing, Memphanites.
Yes.
And then he goes, what you gonna do when the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal runs wild on you?
That's a pretty long question, Hulk. You kind of lost me halfway through.
And then
fucking oh my god. Oh, if anything could make my eyes roll directly into the back of the head, it's putting Cena and Hogan together in a fucking promo so they can jerk each other off about how cool and awesome the other one is.
Okay, yeah. As at this point, Michael Cole mentions John Cena is set to face Eric Rowan tonight. Cena gets in the ring. Hogan salutes him.
Yeah.
Salute the Marines, brother.
Well, yeah, fucking Hogan. Hogan's like, I'm out here trying to prove that I can put the little guys over, dude. By the little guys, I mean John fucking Cena.
Oh yeah, dude. See, I'm willing to put people over, brother. I'm putting over John Cena right now.
I will say there is something like, you know, the whole selective Hogan charity meme. I will say it probably did, like, you know, it does take the piss out of him a little bit to like finally pass the torch of like the brand GOAT over to Cena implicitly by doing this. So, you know, it's still something that, you know, would be a move that he could be uncharitable about if he wanted. But nah, he's gonna play nice here. Cena wins again. Nah.
Yeah, so Cena's like, he likes to be out in this ring in front of these people because of their energy. And he points to this Hulk still rules sign. He's like, he wants to welcome Hogan home because, Hogan, he was front and center when WrestleMania was born. 30 years later is right back where he belongs.
Well, at least until he and Vince have a falling out again. Hulk gets fired for the 50 millionth time. But hey, who's counting?
Yeah, John Cena hypes up the Andre Memorial Battle Royal. And he's like, it was my favorite moment in WrestleMania history was Hogan slamming Andre. And he talks about how back when he remembers watching that moment at home, trying to rip his t-shirt, and he's flexing his much less than 24-inch pythons for the friends and family. And he said, at that point, I knew Hulkamania would live forever.
Forever?
And so John Cena asked himself one question. What you gonna do, brother? And John Cena says he will be the first to enter his name into the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Yeah, Cena is putting his name in. And I was like, you know what? That's not the worst of ideas, actually. I don't despise that. It would not have been
a fun moment to have him in the Battle Royal.
Yes. He's talking about like traditions, and he says to Hogan that tonight starts a tradition of Hogan's own with the Battle Royal, and I hate Cena for letting Hogan get away with claiming this is his idea.
It's all my idea, brother. I came up with it, dude.
I just felt so inspired. I busted down Vince's door and I said, "Hey, Vinny, you're never gonna guess."
Hey, Vince, I know that as the host of WrestleMania, I got an idea, brother.
You're gonna love this one, dude. A battle royal for Andre the Giant.
And then I got a new idea, and then I got another idea for you, Vince. What if I came in to the battle royal and I won it in honor of my bestest friend, Andre the Giant, brother?
Let's ignore the fact that he ended his career as a heel, dude. We don't need to talk about how he completely did him dirty at the back end of his career before he fucking died, dude. Let's just have some fun with this, brother.
Like, it's fine. I can work a battle royal, dude.
I will say, when Hogan was like first like leading into announcing the tournament, he talked about, like, you know, Andre the monster that he fought or whatever, and I'm like, oh my fucking god, we're still posthumously pushing Andre as a heel? Are you shitting me? Yeah, but then Hogan actually said like nice things about him, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, fair enough.
But then all of this is instead the Wyatts are here.
Yes.
And Bray Wyatt had 2 promos tonight, so I have a lot of notes.
Yes. Well, and by notes, he means direct transcriptions of the entirety of the speeches.
Yeah, so go ahead. Say what you wish to say before I get
started. No. I'm going to be popping up as you... Yeah, I have realized the value in your direct recitation of these things is allowing me the chance to, like, actually pretend like I'm on Wrestling MST3K right now. So I'm gonna just pop up with my shit as it goes, all right?
I have always been fascinated with pride. It is my favorite sin. It has the power to blind the strongest men, even those who claim to be immortal.
Dude, off the fucking bat, I'm like, oh my god, they let Bray come out here to cut a nasty-ass promo on Hogan? Are you kidding me? This is great.
He is lucky Hogan cannot drop the leg anymore, brother.
That fucking no promo has touched this. What the fuck is the pipe bomb? Get it out of here. This is all I need ever.
Hey kids, take your vitamins and say your prayers. All praise be to the virtue of hustle, loyalty, and respect.
Yeah, fucking Bray's out here like, man, and I thought I was in a cult.
Yeah. As if they can do you any good. You are both liars.
And the crowd is, of course, booing like maniacs. No. Fuck you.
Why
Let him
are
cook.
you booing him? He's
yeah,
right.
He's right. Let him cook.
Absolutely. And your foolish pride allows you to prey upon the weak and fill them up with all this hope. But hope is dead, as will be your legacy, John. I can see it in your eyes. You don't get it. And how can you possibly get something you can't comprehend? But I'll lay it out for you, John. If you look up at me, you will see a friend. If you look down at me, you will see an enemy. But if you look at me square in the eye, you will see a god.
Look in my eyes.
What do you see?
CM Punk.
Bray Wyatt as a deity.
CM Punk. Man, that joke's gonna come around later, and I can't.
And
I'm
then
excited
fucking
for it.
Cena.
No, but holy shit! Oh my god, that line, I could not believe that line. That was such an insane fucking line. Holy shit!
And then, do you ever listen to all the weird crap that you say? Fucking Cena immediately burying the fucking promo like he always does.
Fuck off. Clown
Fine
ass
speech, dead, done, you're done.
Fucking yeah, and in order to make sure he fully buries it, he calls Wyatt like homeless, and then he starts singing Jimmy Buffett because he doesn't have any substantial arguments to the objectively correct things Wyatt's saying.
He says one decent line. He's like, "You just said pride is the fall of man." You follow up saying, "If I look at you, I see a." Well, okay, that's a fair point. Yeah, but then, he's like, "I don't see a god. I see a homeless guy," and he calls him fat. And he starts singing Jimmy Buffett because you gotta get the Memphis crowd going. Yada, great.
Man, I always fucking knew I hated that Cena guy. Why the fuck are you invoking the most weird and aggressively like way too chill musical artist of all time? Fuck you. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Fuck that
so
clown.
After completely undercutting and not selling Wyatt at all, classic John Cena, really. Cena decides to make a challenge to Wyatt at WrestleMania 30. He's like, he apologizes to the Hulkster, and he's like, "Sorry, I can't be in your battle royal.
I have to unenter myself.
I gotta end this man's whole career. Excuse me."
Yeah, no. Well, the best part is, so he issues an open challenge to Bray Wyatt. It's an open
challenge to one person.
I don't think that's how open challenges work, John.
Yeah.
Yes. And over here, Cena's just fucking patting John on the back for doing such a good job, no selling and refusing to put a jabroni over. Hogan's like, "Yeah, you're really protecting your legacy.
That's a good job, dude. That's a good job protecting your legacy, brother."
Absolutely, dude. Yeah. So, so this is the catalyst for Cena versus Eric Rowan. Don't know where in kayfabe it was originally supposed to be on the card, but it's your opening match.
But it's happening right now.
Have fun with that, kids.
Yeah.
And Hogan is at ringside for Cena, and and the Wyatts are at ringside for Rowan. So oh no, shenanigans do abound.
My first note is Rowan with a deadly noogie attack. Thankfully.
Yeah, that fucking weird fist. Oh my god.
Into your temple sting. Very dangerous.
It just looks so loose. It just looks so precarious.
Yeah, the whole match though is Rowan throwing Cena around like a rag doll, but then like Cena counters one move into a roll up and wins.
Yeah, for pretty much. Yeah, it's so fucking funny. He just gets the fucking possum pin. Like, okay. But and I was like, wait, no, like match shenanigans. What the fuck is Oh, we're getting post match shenanigans.
Post match,
yes. So all right.
Bray gets up from the rocking chair and he's pissed. Hogan gets back in the ring, and then Bray sends My exact notes on this is Bray sends Harper and Rowan to the apron, but the Wyatts realize Hogan can't bump, so they decide to back off.
Boo. No, fucking, because it looked like the fucking, I was waiting, brother, for fucking Luke Harper to get in that ring and start busting John Cena, or no, Hulk Hogan's ass. I was like, give it to me. Give me that fucking clash. I need to see it. And those goddamn cowards in the back. I could never say a mean thing about the Wyatt crew. Those goddamn cowards in the back would not let it happen. Fuck
well, you can do it. You could do it in WWE 2K14, brother. Except I'm definitely going over, dude. I want to make sure you know that.
Is that the one where they have like the showcase mode where you can like live along with history or like change history or
No, that's Legends of WrestleMania. That's
yeah, it is.
2K14 is just the straight up 30 years of WrestleMania mode where you can recreate a bunch of matches from the first 29 WrestleManias because it came out in fall 2013.
I gotcha. I'm fucking trying. I'm trying to pick up 2K14 now and like specifically go play as Luke Harper to kick Hulk Hogan's ass.
Would be great. Also, that game had a beat the streak mode where you fight like a super 100 overall version of the Undertaker, and he's got like hacks moves and shit, and like you got to beat him at WrestleMania. It's a challenging mode, but it's a lot of fun.
That sounds actually pretty sick. That I'm not gonna lie, that actually sounds really fucking cool.
So the Wyatt's back off, and then Hogan's music plays, so Hogan starts hot dogging and doing the cups Cena kind of joins in, and we go back to the announce table. Michael Cole announces that tonight will be Christian versus Sheamus, and you, the WWE Universe, can get on the app and vote for what the stipulation will be. It could be falls count anywhere. It could be 2 out of 3 falls. Or it could be a Memphis
street fight when we are in Memphis. Man, the fucking implicit rigging of these polls. It's so ingenious.
It's 2 layered in that like implicit rigging in the Memphis street fight, but also all 3 of those stipulations are going to have basically the same match.
This is true, but like one of them has the exact like aesthetic setup. If
they had voted for false count anywhere, the match that would happen later would have happened the exact same way as it happened.
Pretty much. And people would have been like, "Why the fuck are they setting up for a Memphis street fight?" No. I just was like, it was just like, you know what? I'm rooting for 2 out of 3 falls just to spite you. Fuck you.
Yeah. But then Big Show and they announced the main event, Big Show and Daniel Bryan versus Batista and Randy Orton. And they also announced that The Undertaker is here.
Yeah, okay, they're doing The Undertaker returns to Raw. Wasn't my man literally on Raw?
He was here like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, or like 2 weeks ago. Either fucking way. Like, oh wow, his long-awaited 2 weeks return to Raw. What a monumentous occasion.
Yep. So the Authority are out here now to make an address on the ramp.
I gotta say, yeah, the fucking Triple H and Stephanie out here. You know what? I think it's so cute how these evil business owners hold hands while walking out to the ring. Really, really wholesome. Really
just because you're evil doesn't mean you can't have nice, loving, romantic relationships.
No, it's true. This is true. I would never take that away from
Stephanie and Triple H. You could say are couples goals, even if they are both evil executives.
Even if they are just the worst in the world, you know, they are indeed goals.
Yeah. So Stephanie is like, last week, Daniel Bryan viciously attacked my husband and suffered the consequences for that. And she's like, Bryan's actions are grounds for termination, but we want to lead by example and offer a very sincere apology because that's best for business. Because, you know, as Stephanie puts it, they recognize the value of the Daniel Bryan brand. I mean, not as much value as the A+ brands, you know, like Randy Orton and Batista. But
man, they're really fucking leaning into this.
There's a niche following for Daniel Bryan.
Dude,
it's got
at
value.
this point, the Authority's copium about Daniel Bryan's popularity, it's getting cartoonish. Like, you're just lying at this point. And it doesn't make any sense. But aside from pure spite at this point, but I mean, to be fair, that is kind of how they end up playing it. Yeah,
they're at the spite level.
Yeah, they actually don't give a shit about what would be the most profitable. They're just like, fucking.
Yeah, their mask is off now.
Yeah.
They're just going. Stephanie's like, we won't fire Brian as long as he returns the favor and apologizes to us. I mean, Brian just needs to admit that he can't stack up with Triple H. Daniel Bryan is below my husband professionally, physically, and literally.
Short. Daniel Bryan is short. He's so fucking short.
And has a small penis, unlike my husband.
And has a tiny cock. Just as an aside.
Yes, so that makes sure Stephanie wants to make us all aware that Daniel Bryan has a small penis, whereas Triple H, huge cock.
Huge, massive cock. And Stephanie says, my guts get rearranged on a nightly basis. Daniel Bryan could never.
After that, the New Age Outlaws come out and, like real outlaws, embrace and hug
Shake the authority's hand, yeah. That was that was a nice touch for like heel outlaws. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So,
yeah, they're here to do like guest commentary on Ryback versus the Usos, and I guess they're here to also like blame the fact they lost the tag team championship on like encephalitis or something.
Yeah, before we get to that though, so yeah, the authority have very sincerely apologized. We're sorry.
Yes.
And
now you fucking better do the same, Daniel Bryan, or your ass is grass and we're mowing it.
I'm sure that Daniel will reciprocate later in the show.
I'm sure he'll have a perfectly proportional response to this.
Yeah, so we were here for the match. The Outlaws last week on the main event, because they still care about main event right now.
Yes.
They are like, it was revealed that Road Dogg was injured and Billy Gunn had encephalitis. That is why they lost last week. Daddy Ass has brain swelling. That's the problem.
Absolutely. It causes some pretty nasty headaches, brother.
Yeah, so also it is announced that Ryback and Curtis Axel will be in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and Ryback has a picture-in-picture promo where he's like, I'm going to win and I'll be the best big guy in WWE history.
I very much care. Thank you, Ryback. I super care.
I wrote, this is a Raw tag team match for real.
Oh my god. I mean, it's not like terrible, but I continue to like be pretty in the tank for like early Usos.
Yeah, but it's Ryback still is here.
They do in fact exist and are present in this space.
This is a put over the Usos match.
Entirely bolster their run.
Hot tag to Jey Uso. Jay's taking down Curtis Axel. Jay goes for the hip attack in the corner. Ryback runs, and this was kind of cool. Jay ducks under the Ryback's clothesline to hip attack Curtis Axel, and then he super kicks Ryback. Like just one fluid, solid motion there. I thought that was neat.
Oh my god. I had a note of I'm still really bad at telling them apart. I think it was Jay. So he and Curtis Axel are near the ropes. He leg sweeps Axel. And just Axel fucking like flips. My man just he hits the little leg sweep and Curtis Axel just does a fucking backflip to sell it. Beautiful. Yeah. I love when people sell like that.
Yeah.
Lawler says that the New Age Outlaws sound like an old married couple on commentary, despite the fact that they're not really bickering with each other.
They're not bickering at all. They're just bitching at other people.
I have no idea.
It's not an old married couple. Good job, Lawler, idiot.
Yeah, good job. So but eventually we do get, I think was it Jimmy that ended the match?
Yeah, Jay does the tag of Jimmy that leads into the suicide dive thing they've been doing. He hits that on Ryback. Jimmy Uso tags in for the splash and the win.
Well, and something I didn't catch until fucking the playback is that like while Jimmy's doing the splash, he does the fucking suck it motion in midair. Beautiful shit. That's actually really
I think he's sending a message to somebody, brother.
Sending a message, dude. Yeah, no, that was actually really good. And I didn't catch it, but like they did it on the replay and they just have in slow motion Jimmy Uso in midair going,
So the Usos win, but apparently their issues are not done with the Outlaws.
Yeah, no, New Age Outlaw says they can't tell the Usos apart and didn't know who was legal to, like, make to keep track of things, so they lost. And actually that's fair. I can't do that either. I have no idea.
But backstage, Kane is talking to the Shield. He's called them into the office. He's like,
Kane,
last
the demon
week,
man who works in corporate, is here to admonish the Shield for being unprofessional.
Yep. So Kane is like, last week you lost to the Wyatts again. And then on SmackDown, you aired your dirty laundry in public in a most unprofessional manner.
Yeah.
And Dean's asked
again, said the demon man.
Right. Said the devil's favorite demon, corporate Kane. Dean asked what the point of all this is. And Kane says, well, in the past, the Shield have proven to be a valuable asset. And Kane has taken it upon himself as the director of operations to light a fire under them to see if they're still valuable or if perhaps they need to be disposed of.
And then the Shield, who, they've been having some marital problems recently. They discover the thing that can unite them better than anything else. Truly, the thing that can unite all of humanity better than anything else. Hating Glenn Jacobs.
Yeah, so Kane is like, the first cracks in the Shield when you lost the tag titles to the Rhodes brothers. So tonight you will face them again and exorcise that demon. Important wording here. Yeah. Seth is like, Kane is asked, basically Seth asks if all this shit has anything to do with Kane getting pinned by Daniel Bryan on main event again. And then on SmackDown, Big Show knocking him out and Daniel Bryan pinning him again. And Kane gets mad. He tells him to step up. And Dean is like, no, we always step up. We always do that. And we'll exorcise that demon. And then Roman gets right up in Kane's face. And he wants to make it clear that they will take out any demon, Kane, that gets in their way.
Absolutely.
Believe that.
The Shield stands united against a common douchebag.
Hooray!
I love to see it. You know what? I'll take it. Oh boy, this next bit. We get an ad for the network because they are doing everything in their power to hawk the network. Except it's done through the framing device of being an announcement on a flight. And what do we get for this? But
the Bellas
in flight attendant uniforms. I really hate, Austin, how the writers' room can just push their fetishes on screen with no resistance. Yeah, but hey,
it just goes.
At least all the boomers who are still learning how to use their smartphones can now be informed and horny. That's very important.
So whatever, they're hawking the WWE Network ad. Great. The third match of the show, Jack Swagger versus
Speaking
Big
of whatever, Jack Swagger versus Big E again. Okay.
Yeah, early in the match, they're trying to talk about the story here about Zeb Coulter and the Real Americans kind of falling apart. JBL swears that this is all media spin job. And Jerry Lawler is like, I suppose Zeb's been telling you it's all good. And JBL goes, you've been listening to my phone calls?
Yeah, I did. I did catch a little bit of that. That was cute. Fucking shout out to the 5 guys in the very front row who were clearly very proud of the fact that at one point while the hard cam was on them, they stood up and did a coordinated "We the People" chant. You guys are very cool. Thank you. We also find out that Big E has entered himself into the Battle Royal. Obviously, he's doomed to failure against a powerhouse like Ryback.
Yeah, of course. He does fight WrestleMania 2, which is a relatively deep cut. Most people don't talk about that show ever. But that is the show where the WrestleMania 2, their big gimmick was that they're going to have 3 shows in 3 different cities.
Shit.
Which, how that played out was each city got 1 hour of wrestling live and then had to watch the other 2 hours on closed circuit TV.
Yes.
Which sucked, by the way. Also, because they did 3 different cities in one night, they severely spread out their roster and their production crew. So WrestleMania 2, for my money, WrestleMania 2 is the worst WrestleMania ever. Most people will not give it that miss. I think most people kind of give it relatively a pass for like, it's early days Mania. They didn't know what they were doing. But not me. This show sucked. It's
no, that's a special
9.
level of stupid, even if you're like really early into your pay-per-view brand here.
WrestleMania 2 is the only WrestleMania in history with no redeeming matches on it. There are decent matches on WrestleMania 9. There are decent matches on WrestleMania 11. There are decent matches on WrestleMania 15. There are decent matches on WrestleMania 27. There are no good matches on WrestleMania 2.
Ouch. That's unfortunate.
But what Big E was citing, though, is the main event of the Chicago portion of the show, because there was the first hour in New York, main evented by Roddy Piper versus Mr. T in a boxing match.
In an actual boxing match.
And then the second hour was in Chicago. The third hour was in LA, with the real main event being Hogan versus King Kong Bundy for the WWF title.
Yeah, okay.
But the Chicago main event was a battle royal, half populated by wrestlers and half populated by NFL players. The story of the match was really Big John Studd versus William the Refrigerator Perry. For the Chicago Bears. But the match was won by Andre the Giant. So Andre won the battle royal, because of course he did.
As he should.
And Big E brings that up in his picture-in-picture promo.
Yeah, that's cute. So we have, it's a pretty standard match between E and Swagger, two big boys going at it. But of course, the real focus here is the slow but sure dissolution of the true Americans. So Swagger at the beginning of this match has told Cesaro, like, fucking, I got this. And then later on in the match, when Swagger is shockingly struggling when he's not got this, Cesaro's like, no, he said he got this. And Cesaro is not interfering on Swagger's behalf.
Yeah, because
Swagger at one point just starts jaw-jacking at Cesaro for not interfering.
Yeah, Swagger had knocked Big E down like into the ropes right in front of Cesaro. Cesaro could easily do it. And Cesaro's like, nope, I won't. He said he didn't want my help. I won't give it. And then Swagger yells at him about it, and then Big E rolls up.
And you already know the punchline. Yeah, yada, Big E for the pin.
Cesaro laughs his ass off at this. True. And then Jack Swagger gets outside and starts yelling.
Well, I want to point something out. So, Swagger is a bit of a tantrum over this. And, Big E's song is playing in victory after the win. And Jack Swagger, while he's having his little fucking, like, tantrum, in the ring, he kicks a turnbuckle right as a cymbal crashes in Big E's song. It was a beautiful little bit of serendipity.
Yeah.
Right on beat. But yes, he and Cesaro get right the fuck up close to each other. Now kiss. Now just kiss a little bit.
Zeb Coulter he breaks him apart, and then he's like, "You're driving me crazy."
Zeb is so angry he starts doing a fucking strip routine.
He takes his jacket off. He rips his jacket off, and he's like, "We are ending this right here." And he like loosens his tie too. Hands. He's going crazy. Jack's like, "I'm not shaking his hand. I don't want to do it." But
Cesaro is the bigger man.
Cesaro refuses to let go. He holds the grip.
No, he's giving him the handshake of death.
Yeah, just to show that he's the best and he is the strongest. So clearly nothing is resolved yet.
Yes. They go back to reminding you to vote for what match Christian and Sheamus should have. That they're really trying to get me to give a shit about this. And Lawler is out here sending very subliminal messages to fans to pick the right choice by going, Memphis, my money's on Memphis. Give me that Memphis street fight, baby. Woo!
Yeah, I love Memphis. And the gong.
Yeah.
Gong. All right. So I'm going to admit I got up real early to watch this episode, and to make sure that I had time to finish it before our recording, I did skip some things. And so I fast forwarded through the Undertaker's entrance. I knew that'd shave a couple minutes off.
Damn. Well, I will say something they're talking about during the gazillion year long Undertaker entrance is commentary is going pretty hard overall on the Lesnar is totally fucked against Taker idea, which I feel like if there's any indicator that Lesnar really was gonna be the one to break the streak. It's in little moments like that where commentary is like, nah, Lesnar's just another body for Taker to step over on his way to glory.
It's interesting that you think that. Maybe it's because like I just remember like being on the message boards of the time, and like nobody really thought Lesnar was going to take the dub on this one. Like
Really?
everyone kind of assumed this was like just another name to add to the streak. I remember people, and myself included, kind of trying to fantasy book like the next like 5 years of the streak, because it was just taken as a given that, you know, Lesnar's going to lose. He's going to lose and be another name that Undertaker can say he beat at WrestleMania, and that'll be that.
Really? Nobody saw this coming.
No, not really. Everyone was like, yeah, Lesnar's going to lose. Like, why wouldn't he lose?
Nah. I mean, this probably has the power of retrospect on my part and knowing how the fuck Lesnar tends to get booked. But like, I don't know. I feel like the fact they're trying to push, like, you know, push this he did real sports boy thing, like, in the end, who the fuck else would it have been? It was always going to be Lesnar.
Yeah, like, I mean, Lesnar, his record at this point, since coming back, was like 3-2.
Oh, really?
Or 2-2, actually. My mistake.
Oh, shit.
No, 3-2. I forgot about that Big Show match. I had to remind myself. Yes. It was like he lost to Cena in his first match back at Extreme Rules, because of course he did. Then he got in a 3-match feud with Triple H where he won 2 of 3, but he did lose to Triple H at WrestleMania, because of course. And then, then he beat Punk. I forgot about that. So that's 4-2. Or did he beat Punk? Actually, I don't remember. Let me quickly look up SummerSlam 2013 and remind myself of who actually won that match. Yes, he did beat Punk. That's what I thought. So he's like 4-2, and he one of those wins against the Big Show at Royal Rumble. So like barely counts as a win, as a match.
Oof.
So like, it's not like they've booked him so dominantly that it just feels right that he's going to be the guy to break the streak.
So I gotta know then, what was your like 5-year out fantasy book? Who 5 years down the line finally did break the streak for you?
God, I would have to go back on the Game Facts forums and kind of remember. But I remember I booked like he faces The Rock, because that was probably the biggest star available that he had never fought for the streak. Part of how the streak got to be the way it is because Undertaker never had that high profile of matches at WrestleMania until it became a thing. That like the Attitude Era, when like Austin would have beat him or Rock would have beat him. Like his WrestleMania matches were like Kane, the Big Boss Man. He skipped WrestleMania 2000 and Triple H. So like easy dubs. He never fought Shawn or Brett during the New Generation.
Oh shit.
He never fought Hogan during those late years in the Golden Age.
That's
like
fair.
Once it got to like Ric Flair and Randy Orton in like 03, 04, it suddenly became like, oh, Undertaker has a streak, and it is a big deal if he continues the streak. And at that point, they started putting him up against bigger names from the era, but also now there was this cachet of like, it's now a thing. And so, of course, Undertaker wins anyway.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's fair. Fascinating. It's so wild to think about how that came about. But anyway, yeah. So also while Undertaker is entering, they're talking about, you know, he's so dominant. Someone points out that like JBL has had matches against Undertaker, and JBL laughingly, good-naturedly recalls the times that Taker like absolutely just murderized him. And it's funny too, because so Taker's current get up is like he's leaned more into like a cult Taker for the era. And he's got like this big fucking Assassin's Creed ass hood over his head.
So he kind of introduced that in 2012 as a way to also hide the fact that he has a shaved head now. Like that was a big reveal. Like in the build up to the match with Triple H, the end of an era, like he always came out in the hood. and he didn't come out in his traditional like hat,
Yeah.
coat get up. And then at the match at Mania, he comes out in the hood and he takes his hood off and reveals that he has a shaved head instead of the longer hair. And that was like a big deal. But that's now kind of his like
So
aesthetic
weird.
for these few years is like his hair is shaved into like a mohawk, and he wears the hood and stuff.
Yes. I noticed just barely that even with the hood, he still like does the eyes rolling back thing that the cameras barely capture between the hood and the extremely dark like in-ring lighting. And it's like, Taker, maybe like with the hood and like, with this whole setup you got going for this particular setup, you could like skip that whole eye roll thing. No, I have to do the full 5-minute bit every time. Yeah, but Mr. Taker, nobody can see you. Shut your stupid mouth unless you want to rest in peace.
Yeah, the one commentary note I did get here was that Lawler is like, Brock has never been in the ring with the Undertaker, and Cole and JBL quickly add on at WrestleMania. That's right, King. That's correct.
I was not quite.
No, Lesnar and Undertaker have had matches before on paper.
And also they were literally in the ring together a couple weeks ago for that fucking contract signing.
Well, I don't think that's what they mean by that. But
they were physically in the ring together.
They had matches during Lesnar's original run when the Undertaker was still the American badass.
Oh God!
So like, it is a lie to say that Brock Lesnar has never been in the ring with the Undertaker.
I mean, to be fair, if you were in the ring with Undertaker the Biker Man, were you really in the ring with the Undertaker? Philosophers have been puzzling this for years. So Paul Heyman comes out to cut a promo on Taker, and I mean, it's Paul Heyman. The promo work here is phenomenal. He does so good at like, fucking playing the meek little weasel when he does.
It's so crazy because he's like, I apologize if my presence has disrupted your train of thought.
Yeah, which is so funny because to keep in perspective, like, Paul Heyman is a guy who will talk all that good shit, but as soon as like there's the possibility of him facing the consequences of his actions, he's always just like, no, I'm just a little guy.
I'm just an advocate.
I'm just a little guy.
Sorry.
Oh, you hurt me, Mr. Taker.
But as you know, sir, my name is Paul Heyman, and I am the advocate for your opponent at WrestleMania 30, Brock Lesnar. He doesn't even do like the Brock Lesnar.
He doesn't even do the whole thing. Yeah, that's how you know something's wrong.
Yeah, Paul Heyman says the Undertaker preserves the greatest streak in sports, the greatest streak in entertainment, the greatest streak in sports entertainment.
Thank you for that.
And Heyman says that people throw that number around, 21-0, and it almost trivializes the accomplishment. And Paul Heyman asks for permission to put that number in historical context. Mr. WrestleMania, Shawn Michaels, never won 2 WrestleMania matches in a row. The Game, Triple H, won 2 in a row, but could never win 3 in a row. Hulk Hogan was able to get 3 in a row, but could never win 4. Stone Cold, I think it's Stone Cold Steve Austin never won 3 in a row. I wrote that wrong. Triple H and John Cena had both won 4 in a row, but never got 5 in a row.
It was Cena and Austin. No, it was Cena and Austin.
It was Cena and Austin. Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't think Austin had wrestled enough matches at WrestleMania to get to 4 in a row. But
no, apparently he's. I mean, he's probably 4 for 4, but.
I'm trying to think this out. Oh yeah, he did get 4 in a row because it was Rock at WrestleMania 14. Shawn at WrestleMania 14, Rock at WrestleMania 15, Rock at WrestleMania 17, Scott Hall at WrestleMania 18. That's his 4.
Scott Hall was his last WrestleMania before Kevin Owens?
No, he lost to Rock at WrestleMania 19.
Gotcha.
That's why he doesn't get to 5.
Okay, I gotcha. So Cena and Austin are tied for the max streak behind Taker at 4, also ahead of Hogan, which is, based.
This is also disrespectful to The Miz, who I think is like 4-0 at Mania at this point.
Yeah, well, fuck The Miz. Who gives a shit about that guy? I will say I hate this, but as soon as he was talking about like these big max streaks at Mania, my first thought was like, all right, where the fuck does Roman fit in with this nowadays? And I looked it up, and a fucking course Roman in the year of our Lord
Let me guess.
2023
Let me try to guess it. Let me try to guess it. All right. Let me go through this myself. All right. So 29, the Shield won. 30, the Shield won. 31, he loses to Brock. So, okay. 32, he beats Triple H. 33, he beats Undertaker. 34, he loses to Brock. So still at 2 here.
I don't think he was
35.
on 34. I think he missed one.
No, 34 is the other one in New Orleans where Brock and Roman have a really shitty match in the main event. 35, he beats Drew McIntyre. 36, he skips. 37 is when he beats, he stacks and pins Daniel Bryan and Edge. 38 is when he beats Brock to unify the belts. 39, he beats Cody. So right now he's at 4.
He's tied with fucking Cena and Austin for that max streak. And oh man, he's probably going to break it next year because fuck us, am I right?
Ooh-ah.
5 more years. 5 more years.
Anyway, all right. So then he's like, Paul Heyman's like the biggest names in WWE history, but you, sir, 21 consecutive victories and 21 WrestleMania matches. And he only missed 2 WrestleManias in that time. So like 21 and 23 is pretty impressive.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
That is when a man becomes a myth. It's when a myth becomes a legend. It's when a legend becomes a deity of biblical proportions, which is why I am asking you not to step into the ring with Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 30. Paul Heyman explains that everyone needs something to worship, and after seeing it firsthand last year, he even worships the streak. But Brock Lesnar is the reality that will shatter the dream of 22-0.
Yup.
And Heyman admits that Brock will be stepping into the unknown here, but so will the Undertaker. And Brock is an unknown that will conquer the streak. And Undertaker was here to he turns it all around. You know?
Absolutely. Heyman is just as good at whipping right back, talking that good shit again. Fucking top tier promo. And yeah, when he says you'll be stepping into the ring with Brock. He brings the name thing back. He's gone full back. Undertaker responds with a sick fucking line of the fear of death is much greater than the death itself, but fear of the unknown is the greatest fear of all. Why is everyone all hitting all these sick fucking lines tonight?
It's fucking Mania season. Everyone's firing.
Everyone's promo ability gets knocked up to 5. We're all pipping and hopping.
He says if your client Brock Lesnar shows up in New Orleans at WrestleMania 30, he will rest in peace.
And the audience hits it with him. I love that fucking so he hits that line and commentary goes I think it was JBL says oh, Heyman looks very uncomfortable, doesn't he? And I think Michael Cole responds with, wouldn't you be? And JBL just goes, yes.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh no, it's Lawler. Oh, it's Lawler says that. Lawler's the one that says he would be very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then we get another Lord, let's celebrate. Yeah, rock the whole night away.
Cute little nostalgia montage for WrestleMania 30. I will say, as part of the fucking nostalgia montage, one of the random clips we get is one of Andre like cartoonishly choking a backstage interviewer for
all right. So at WrestleMania 4, they have Bob Uecker, a famous baseball announcer, kind of doing guest bits. And during this bit, he annoys Andre, so Andre just starts like choking him.
And my man, like he does like the eyes bug out, and he's got like a grimace on his face, like as Andre's getting it. It was the most random because all the other clips are just like random like in-ring moments and shit, and then we just have Andre fucking choking Bob Uecker.
That's kind of Bob Uecker's most iconic moment at WrestleMania, though. His plot, he had an arc at his like 2 Manias. trying to bed Fabulous Moolah.
Oh my God! Wait, we watched this.
He did watch WrestleMania 3 where he tried to fuck Moolah, and he would continue his quest in WrestleMania 4.
Yes, every man's a goal to fuck the Fabulous Moolah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Also, what in the technical difficulties?
Yes, I was like, what the fuck? There's this weird technical difficulty blackout, and then they immediately replay those celebrate. Yeah.
Who's gonna tell him that this one's scuffed on the network, guys? Come on.
Oof. So then after a second rock the whole night away nostalgia montage, we get we get announced that Dean Ambrose will face Mark Henry for the US title on main event, and
some may say it's time for the main event.
I think that we've had enough talk. It's time for the main event. All right.
Some may say this.
And then AJ Lee versus Natalya is set for the Divas title as well.
Yeah, okay, sure.
So
now it's time for Rhodes versus Shield. Yes, Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns in 2014. The jokes write themselves.
Yeah. I wrote match is fine. Got distracted on Twitter, to be honest.
Let's see.
I mean, the match is good. I'm not gonna say it's not, but also, I mean, it's the Rhodes brothers versus the Shield. I've watched this plenty in 2014 by now. So
I mean, you've watched a solid 2/5 of this at WrestleMania this year. We know what to expect.
Yeah. I did love though is that as we go to like the commercial break is so Goldust does a big crossbody take out both Rollins and Reigns. Goldust throws them out of the ring. Both Rhodes has died to the outside onto them, and Ambrose is just like steaming mad, and he's like, "Oh, should I interfere? I want to do something, but if I do, they'll get DQ'd." Like he is he is very conflicted. He's mad. He's like pacing. He doesn't know what to do.
We have yet to get to the boy who just decides, fuck it, I'm going to hurt everybody because it makes me happy. He has yet to unlock his most authentic self. At one point, Roman slams Cody's face down, I think into the ring apron or something. And Cody, you can hear on mic, he goes, my eye. And it said so non-performatively that I think it might be for shoot.
You might have just been like, my eye.
Hurt. Yeah. We get a spot where Roman bitch slaps Dustin, and Dustin just again goes flying backwards. I love me a good oversell. Yeah. One of my favorite things in a match.
After the break, the Shield is back in control of the match, doing the numbers game, and then I wrote CM Punk chants. Goddamn, they've been so well behaved. They've been so well behaved all night, and then suddenly CM Punk chants.
I made a joke about it earlier, and then they fucking did it. Also, it still kills me to this day that wrestlers do not powder their fucking makeup. Because, we cut to Dustin in the ring.
His makeup, his hat is off his face.
It's just fully degraded, and it looks very disturbing to look at. Something about it, so degraded like that is that, please, guys, just learn to powder. It's not that hard. It'll set everything. Shit won't rub off. Come on, guys. It's not that hard.
They refused.
Yeah, fuck you. Let's see. We get a spot. I forget who this was on, but Roman's on the outside, and one of the Rhodes brothers. It's Gold. Yeah, I think it was one of the Rhodes brothers is kind of on the apron, kind of stuck between the ropes, and Roman does a flying kick that was actually pretty fucking
the drive by. One of Roman's coolest moves.
Yeah, it's actually really shit. It's really fucking cool. I just generally, paramilitants beating up an old man is a weird genre of match, but I'll allow because most of this match is just poor Dustin getting the shit kicked out of him by the Shield.
Commentary buries the fuck out of Dean Ambrose's U.S. title reign and how he never defends the belt. And Michael Cole manages to somehow be the guy defending Ambrose here because he's like, well, guys, I mean, Ambrose is the one who makes the matches around here.
And he is the longest, apparently he is currently the longest running champion in the company in 2014 of all the current.
Yeah.
And he's still wanting to eat all the fucking pins for the Shield. He's not even technically in this match, and I'm sure he'll find a way to eat the fucking pin for it. Ooh,
yeah,
also owie.
Yeah, hot tag to Cody. Adrenaline is in his soul.
Cody was going feral for this. Adrenaline truly was in his soul.
Cody hits Seth Rollins with a muscle buster. I was like, what?
Yo.
You know,
Dude, oh
Samoa
my
Joe
God.
isn't here. No, you don't get to do that.
Well, yes, he does. The sick combo, I think it was, yeah, he does the fucking muscle buster on Seth. He jumps to the ropes and then jumps from the ropes to drop kick Roman off the apron, which
Mm-hmm.
was so fucking sick.
Yeah.
So
So
Cody's the legal man in the match, and I'm just here like tagging Roman, you fucking cowards. Do it. Give it to me.
nope,
They
because
never
Roman's
really
got a
did. It
different.
made me
No,
sad.
Roman instead. Goldust tries to like get involved. Roman spears the shit out of Goldust, and
Yeah, I
then
know.
Cody goes for the crossroads. Seth gets out of it. Cody tries to go for the disaster kick. Rollins catches him midair. Turnbuckle bomb into the curb stomp for the win. Seth
Yeah.
Rollins finally beating Cody Rhodes. Cody will beat him like 4 times in a row in a decade. It's
Yeah,
fine.
absolutely. 'Cause that's what we call comeuppance, kid. That's truly finishing the story.
Yeah.
Um,
But the
fucking,
Shield, now that they don't have that dead weight Ambrose, win a match.
yeah, no, Shield gets the dub, and they'll never have any personal problems again.
Yep. So then the WWE Slam of the Week is Natalya making AJ Lee tap out on SmackDown, which is why she's getting a title match on Main
Oh
Event.
shit, that's contendership, baby.
So then our 5th match of the show is the Bella Twins versus AJ Lee and Tamina.
I keep
Natty is
forgetting the Bellas are like faces right now. I
yeah,
just kind
yeah,
of imagine them as like forever heels.
they just feel like heels because they're good at that. But yeah, they're baby
Yeah.
faces right now. But Natalia's on commentary. Apparently, it's already time for season 2 of Total Divas.
Oh,
Fantastic.
shit. That was
Uh,
fast.
Gonna quickly look up. They mentioned that Summer Rae has joined the cast of Total Divas in season 2. So I want to go ahead and quickly look up the cast of season 2 so that we know. Is that from season 1, JoJo has left the show. JoJo along with Eva Marie were kind of 2 of these like they were trying to like absolute rookies trying to show their journey getting into wrestling. But JoJo kind of never took to wrestling as Eva Marie didn't really take to wrestling either, but she kept trying to wrestle. JoJo kind of gave up on it. She became a ring announcer for WWE.
Oh, well,
And
that's
kind
nice.
of most interestingly is she's married to Bray Wyatt, as far as I'm aware.
Well, that's the oh my Bray
Yeah,
Wyatt.
they're engaged. They have 2 kids together. How about that?
Bray Wyatt on Total Divas. Can you imagine?
Yeah, the timeline does not work out that ever happened, but we can imagine what it would have been.
Bro, just
If Bray
fucking
Wyatt had been
swamp
on
called her
Total
like
Divas.
fiend shenanigans on
Yeah,
Total Divas.
yeah, she was replaced by Summer Rae. Otherwise, the main cast remained the same. You know, it's the Bellas, the Funkadactyls, Natalya, Eva Marie, and now
That's
Summer Rae.
cute. Sure. And yes, Total Divas is a popular show, so Bellas get to be the faces right now. Sure.
Sure.
I also didn't realize that like Tamina had been around for like this long. That she's
Yeah,
here in 2014.
she started in like 2011, I think 2010 or 2011.
Dude, fucking she and Natalya are
She's
like
been here long enough that Jimmy Snook. It was still cool for her to go by Tamina Snuka, and we were all good
fair.
on that.
I mean, I guess we had talked about it previously, but like it wasn't until I've like been playing 2K recently and very much leaned on Tamina as one of the few heel giants in GM mode, or one of the few female giants in GM mode, just in general, which is very nice for me. So I'm like, oh wait, it's her. Holy shit, she's been around. Her and fucking Natalya, man, the true like
Natalya came in 2010, I think, as part of when they had the New Heart Foundation with Tyson Kidd and Harry Smith, the son of Davey Boy Smith.
Oh shit!
Bulldog. Yeah, they had like a New Heart Foundation gimmick, and Natalya came in with them on that, and then she's still been around.
Yeah, no, that's actually like it's wild how like the 2 of them are like the fucking like because I don't know like women that have been around longer in the division. It might be the 2 of them.
It's just them. You know, you used to have Alicia Fox came in 2008, and she lasted well into the 2020s, but she's gone now. So she used to be like Yeah, she's still here. Of the women's
Yeah,
division.
but not anymore.
Yeah.
Oh well.
But anyway, Tamina, you know, these days Tamina is very, very bad.
Oh
But
no.
most people would try to argue that Tamina has always been this shit, and I would disagree.
I
I
don't
think she's all
agree with
right.
that.
At this point, she hasn't
she
gotten
helps
old
with the
and mobile yet. She's still good.
yeah. She helps put on a perfectly fucking fine match here.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the match wasn't anything special. It was fine. Shout out to fucking Robbie who came to watch this part with me. My viewing and note taking experience always gets enhanced when he just kind of randomly pops into my viewing sessions out in the living room. So while this perfectly fine match was going on, Robbie fucking started talking to me about just out of the blue, without any context of like really what era I was in, about like a video he watched on like Cesaro's like career trajectory, and it just so happened to be Cesaro's like storyline trajectory after he broke up with the True Americans.
Yeah.
Apparently, like, so he breaks up with the True Americans, and the where he goes from here is, I guess, becoming a Paul Heyman guy, except he's really just there to be window dressing while Paul Heyman teases Brock Lesnar's return after Brock Lesnar goes on a hiatus.
Everyone hated it.
Oof.
Everyone got super excited at the thought of like Paul Heyman and Cesaro teaming together. Holy shit. And then, yeah, he is there just so Paul Heyman has an excuse to be on TV every week and remind everybody that Brock Lesnar broke the streak.
Yes. Yeah, which is like, holy shit.
He gets nothing. Cesaro gets absolutely nothing from it. And it hampers his career trajectory for a long time until he kind of hooks up with Sheamus as the bar in the tag as a tag team.
Well, shit, that's unfortunate.
I guess he has a good tag team with Tyson Kidd, but like it never goes that much higher. Cesaro, the bar with Sheamus is like his next big career moment, I think.
That's fair. But anyway, so that was kind of a fun little side bit, but Nikki ends up getting the pin on AJ, and smart storytelling here because they're trying to drive home this whole AJ is nothing without Tamina to like back her up, and since Tamina wasn't able to pull off really shenanigans,
longest reigning Divas champion ever.
And
want to again emphasize that.
Yeah, no, she's a useless bitch who needs her bodyguard to do anything effectively.
Yeah, Nikki hits the rack attack. They don't call it that yet. Still, yes. I forget when they started calling. Maybe they didn't start calling that until 2016.
I did explain to Robbie how you've come to be able to differentiate the bellas, and he's like, "Yeah, you know what? I feel that."
Hey, I mean, if you want the less objectifying answer to this, also at this point, Nikki and Brie wear different outfits. Brie still wears like full pants tights. Nikki wrestles in shorts now.
Yeah, and the Usos have their face paint on different sides of their face. This does not mean I'm able to reliably tell them apart.
Yeah, I just have to be able to look at their faces, which is not easy in motion.
Yes. But fucking holy cross promotion, Batman. We
get a sneak peek of NCIS Los Angeles, and you can bet I didn't watch it.
And Chris O'Donnell of fucking Joel Schumacher Batman movies as Robin fame is on the show.
He's starring with LL Cool J.
Yeah, so we get a promo clip of them, and they're like trying to like break into a motel room for an investigation, but oh no, the motel room is booby trapped, and like they hear the click and they quickly close the door as the fucking windows explode, and bullshit, they're dead, but whatever. So we get fucking
I'm more
Renee
concerned
Young.
about somebody rigging up a fucking motel room to explode in the middle of the day.
Yeah, I see that and I'm like, bullshit, they're dead. And Robbie goes, no, they're not. It doesn't go. Explosions don't go through walls, just windows, obviously.
Yeah. The walls protected them.
The walls protected them. That's how it works. That's just science.
Yeah, so they're also ringside for the show,
ringside.
and Renee goes to interview him to talk about NCIS Los Angeles. I don't care about
LL
that
Cool J is very enthusiastic, man.
Yeah, but Renee is like, if you could have anyone on the show like be on NCIS Los Angeles, who would you have? And Chris O'Donnell's like, I got to go with John Cena, and LL Cool J picks the Undertaker. And then also LL Cool J goes like, "Hey, you got the belts? We got a couple of missions. We'd like to put them on."
Oh my
Gross.
God, I fucking missed that. God damn it.
I was like, gross.
Also, so what I got said Chris O'Donnell says he's picking up ideas for like action moves on the show from Raw. Oh yeah, I can't wait to watch Chris O'Donnell put a perp through a fucking like suplex or something.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. He's gonna
So
turn
then
to the camera and wink.
We get another ad for the revolutionary WWE Network.
Well, okay, before that, one more thing I want to point out on commentary. Someone says, we're still waiting on that apology from Daniel Bryan. You think we're going to get it? And someone else just goes, no. And just they move on.
All right, great.
Yes, the revolutionary WWE Network launch. Okay, don't jack yourselves off too hard. And I made a comment like that out loud, and Robbie goes, I mean, maybe it's revolutionary. What year was this? 2014. Yeah, that's not revolutionary at all.
No, the best part is they quote from Bill Simmons, who and one of the quotes from a Bill Simmons article he wrote, simping for the network, is "It feels like I'm stealing money from Vince McMahon," and I was like, "Hell yeah, brother!"
Actually, wait, I am stealing money from Vince McMahon. That is unironically the rest of the quote.
And hilarious.
Outstanding.
We had a replay of the Bray Cena segment, and then Daniel Bryan is here.
Yes. We cut to before the Daniel Bryan segment officially starts. We cut to commentary again, and I pointed out Lawler's ugly ass champagne tux t-shirt cardigan to Robbie, and he wants one. Pain,
of course.
Kill me.
All right, the Yes Movement is live here tonight in Memphis.
Yes.
Daniel Bryan, he mentioned earlier that Stephanie came out and apologized. He even does finger quotes. He asked the crowd if they felt that was sincere. And then they're like, boo, no. He's like, yeah, I didn't think so. No. So, Daniel Bryan, I wrote this quote because I thought it was a really good one. You see, the authority wants to scare me into falling in line. They want to scare me to apologize for something I should have done a long time ago, which is kick Triple H in the face. You see, Hunter, you can't have it both ways. If you want to be corporate and come out in your suit and tie, that's fine. But if you want to put your hands on me, send people down here to beat me up, if you want to pedigree me, if you want to get in my face and you expect me to back down, I am going to fight. And if you want me to apologize for standing up for myself, I ain't got 2 words for you. I got 1.
Robbie says, so he goes, I ain't got 2 words for you. I have 1. Robbie says, go fuck yourself. Daniel Bryan says, no. And Robbie goes, aw.
No.
I also go, Robbie, that's not 1 word. That's 3. And he goes, yes, I know.
Daniel Bryan says it ends here tonight because we are all tired of you. You're not listening to me. You're not listening to these people. You're not listening to any of us. Daniel says tonight, the Yes Movement is in full effect, and they are going to Occupy Raw.
Oh my God. What the fuck?
It's
so topical.
It is Occupy Wall Street bedtime, motherfucker.
Yeah, what the fuck? So, and he goes, I know, it's unlawful, it's dangerous, it's subject to prosecution. just fucking risking legal trouble so you can get on the main event of Mania. Outstanding.
So Daniel Bryan, he just keeps talking, and the ring is filling up with fans in Yes Movement shirts.
Yes, and from what I glean, actual fucking fans. I'm
pretty sure those were plants. I
don't know, like the way some of them were, because there were like fucking kids in there. There were kids in that mix. There was a fucking old dude who was like right next to Daniel Bryan for most of the rest of the promo. And at one point, you just see him grab his phone and just slowly lift it up to like click a picture of Daniel Bryan and put it back down. I don't know. It felt pretty legit to me.
Either way, after we come back from commercial, the ring and the entire ringside area is filled to the brim with people in
Now they were probably pre-selected, but I wouldn't be surprised if they got like actual people who were attending the show that night. But yeah, and they all have the exact same Yes Movement shirt. It's the one Austin has on his wall behind him. It's a fucking swarm of Yes shirts, and I didn't realize that on top of like the writer's room putting their fetishes on the show, Vince just also sometimes put his insane nightmares in the show. But here we are.
Vince dreamed of this one night. Woke up in a cold sweat and realized he's got to write it into the show.
That's brilliant. Yeah. So the Authority, of course, comes out and they're like, "What?" Well,
JBL is out. JBL is demanding somebody shows up to arrest all these people.
Yes.
JBL not a supporter of the First Amendment. You heard it here first.
Oh, you heard it here first, folks. What libertarian who? Get the fuck out of here.
So the Authority comes out. Big no chance. Triple H tries to do his smirkety smirk downplay shit. He's like, I'm sure all the dirty hippies and trolls that live under the bridge with you, Daniel, are happy for you.
He says that as we like distinctly see a fucking dude like with a Marine uniform under his Yes Movement shirt or like an Army uniform or something. Yes, the dirtiest of all the hippies, of course.
Yeah, so Triple H is like, you have 30 seconds to leave the ring before I call security and you all get arrested. They're just chanting, no, no, no. Triple H is like egging them on to keep going. He yells at this fat dude in the front row, apparently.
He says, get it out of your system. Is that all you got? As like this giant swarm of fans is staring him in the face, and I'm just going, bum rush him, bum rush him, bum rush him. They don't bum rush him. It's very unfortunate.
So Triple H makes fun of him for not being able to chant the whole way through, and he calls security, and Daniel Bryan is like, hey, I got an idea for you, Triple H. What if instead we all leave and go to the parking lot? We'll set up our own ring and Raw can continue in an arena full of empty chairs.
I feel like Daniel Bryan could legitimately get most, if not all, of those fans.
In 2014, I think he could have pulled it off. I think 2014 Daniel could have pulled that off.
He's got that kind of clout. That would have been insane if they did something like that. That would have been awesome.
Triple H calls security, and two guys show up. Apparently,
two guys who look fucking identical to each other, by the way.
Apparently, this is all the security that's available to them right now.
Yeah, where the fuck are all the black shirt jobbers? Come on now.
Yeah, did they not call the local Memphis Indies to get some security guards for the night?
Nah, fuck you. Those fucking dirty Memphis wrestlers, we don't want them in the WWE.
So Daniel Bryan makes fun of it. If there's only two guys, they're like, "Come on, guys, come on!"
All two of you.
All two of you.
And the fucking the security clones walk down to the ring, see the giant mass of people, look at each other, shake their heads, and walk back up the ramp. And Triple H is like, no.
Stephanie's fucking pissed. She's like, all of you are being manipulated by Daniel Bryan, but you're too blind to see it. You're wrapped up in this power trip. Irony. But beautiful. Stephanie is like, this is not real power. He is leading you astray. And they're like, do you think Daniel Bryan is worth it? And they just
you think at this point the Authority would have learned better than to stop asking the crowd yes or no questions where Daniel Bryan is concerned?
No, the Authority's too dumb for that.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan pipes in, this is the problem. People like you underestimate the power of these people. Last week you said you own this ring, you own these people. You don't own any of us. We own this ring.
Comrade Bryan once again out here saying that this is our Raw. Comrades, silence.
And Triple H is like, he gets the mic. He says, this ends now. Next match is starting. Hit the ring. Let's go. Get somebody out here.
well, doing nothing else to get rid of the crowd. He just kind of walks backstage, and oh man, the boy who cannot
Hallelujah.
catch a break, Damian fucking
Hallelujah.
Sandow.
Hallelujah. It's Damian Sandow.
Yeah,
And nobody is leaving the ring at all.
they're backstage in fucking in the writers' room. They're like, all right, what chump can we get to be the person who just doesn't get a match tonight because of Occupy Raw? Damian Sandow walks by and
That's
just
the
kind of
best
like
one.
good
That's the best guy
naturedly
to
waves
use.
at the writers'
Correct.
room, and they all kind of look at each other. Perfect. Uh, my
Yeah,
man
so
cannot catch a break.
Damian is just looking at the ring. Daniel's like, come on, Damian, get in here. Join the yes movement. Come on.
He looks
And
tempted too. I was like, oh shit, are we getting face turn Damian, who's
nah,
like becomes a
Damian
yes
Sandow
movement
decides
cultist?
to leave, and Triple H and Stephanie come out to yell at him and be like, get in there. And Daniel Sandow's like, no, wait a minute. I'm
Nah,
not doing
fuck you.
And Stephanie is like, how dare you disrespect my family name, my great-grandfather, my grandfather. This company belongs to me. This is all mine. I do own you. Get out. I said, get out.
And I forget exactly what it is, but she also then starts talking about how it's disrespectful to Triple H. My husband.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Daniel was just like, no, we're not leaving. We are not leaving until we get what we want. And Hunter, you know exactly what we want. Daniel is like, you like to lay out ultimatums. I'll lay out one too. You guys aren't getting your show back until we get what we want.
Yes, Daniel Bryan uses this power of Occupy Raw to lay out some fucking leverage for demands. One point of kayfabe: how the fuck is Daniel Bryan not uber mega super fired for this? Because we know historically, out of kayfabe, what happens when a wrestler like sticks up a member of the Authority for some kind of like ultimatum, and the Authority is forced to capitulate. We know what the punchline is. How is Daniel Bryan not all of the fired for this as soon as he gets backstage?
I think the story is supposed to be that like Triple H is so spiteful about it. He's like, we can't fire him. I got to kick his ass. So
that's fair.
We got to keep him here and kick his ass.
Sure.
And so Triple H, he's like, one of the truth, Daniel, I actually like you. I actually saw something in you. So you know what I did? I took upon myself to try and protect you from everything that would happen when you became successful. He's like, I was standing up for you, Daniel, at SummerSlam. And I won't fight you, Daniel, at WrestleMania for your own good. Because if I do, I won't stop until I put an end to all of this. That's how I operate. So you want to fight at WrestleMania? Then be careful what you wish for. You're on. Now shut up and get out of my ring.
And Daniel Bryan is like, oh, no.
I still got the leverage here. And
I
so
have
I'm
all
going to
the
get you for some more.
Yes. Fucking Daniel Bryan is then like, actually, no, I misspoke earlier. You little shit.
Daniel Bryan, the greatest protester that we have seen in decades.
Literally, that man should lead all of us into glorious revolution. Truly,
the police would have been defunded if Daniel Bryan was in charge of the George Floyd
Daniel
protest.
Bryan just leads a bunch of people going yes down the boulevard, and everyone and every authority figure watching just crumbles to their knees as you do.
Course.
He misspoke a little bit earlier
when he said he wanted.
Yes, when he said he wanted Triple H at WrestleMania, it's not exactly everything he wants. No, he wants a stipulation that if he faces and beats Triple H at Mania, he then gets added to the main event so that it is Batista versus Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan, and the crowd loses its fucking mind.
Yeah,
and Triple H just
been
takes
for
the bait.
So long to know, like, how did we get from point A to point B on this?
Yes,
because we already know the ending to this story, but we have yet to learn, like, how did Bryan actually get to Mania?
Yes. And this is how, and I have to say, probably the most metal way they could have given it to him. First of all, the Occupy Raw thing, goofy as it is also kind of fucking awesome and brilliant.
It is sick.
And what better way to completely like put Daniel Bryan the fuck over and placate the fans than to let him beat Triple H, and then the same night, because we're not at 2-night Manias yet, and then in the same night, go and beat both Batista and Randy Orton. Like, that is, it's brilliant. It's
we'll talk more about that in a few couple of months when we get to Mania 30.
Yes, but still. Brilliant.
So Triple H has blown his gasket. I think he probably popped a vein. He's taking his jacket off. Security has to hold him back from just rushing the ring and killing
the
everybody.
Two fucking security guys who were doing jack shit for Occupy Raw all of a sudden are like stopping him from rushing them as they slowly sort of backstage. He's jumping, he's screaming.
You want it? You get all of it. And I'm going to end this at WrestleMania. You bet your ass.
Fucking foaming at the mouth, you know.
He has gone completely feral.
It's time for a WWE fun fact. Did you know, Austin, that if you watch WWE content in an extremely weird, broken up way, it'll take you a long ass time to watch it all?
Yeah,
did you know that, Austin?
1 hour of WWE Network content every day. It will take you 3.5 years to get through the content currently on the network.
That's such a random fucking like way of saying it. Like what that that's so weird. If you just watch 1 hour, just stop your shows in the middle, just so you can watch
it's not like WWE has a bunch of shows that last an hour. Most of them are at least 2.
Yes.
So
like you can just say like you have over 1,000 hours of content on the network, but no, you had to phrase it like that.
Yeah, so in the ring, Jerry Lawler is here to announce the results of the match stipulation poll.
2 out of 3 false. 2 out of 3 false.
It's 67% of the vote. Memphis wins. The Memphis wins.
Fuck you.
I think the 2 out of 3 falls got like 9%.
I know. Fuck all of you. You are all lame. Where's your sense of adventure? No. Okay. So for the
sake of my effort, I skipped this match entirely because it's a SmackDown feud I don't care about. So David, take it away.
Oh boy, I mean, this is my show now, baby. Yes, so we get an entire drum kit being set up at ringside for this match, and I'm like, well, that's fucking insane. At this point, let's just set up an entire live band's worth of weapons. And oh, would you look at that? All around the rest of the ring are a shitload of guitars. So you know what? Fair.
All right.
Where's Heath Slater when you need him? Am I right? Hey. Because isn't he the like fucking I'm in a band guy? Isn't that his thing?
Him, Drew McIntyre, and Jinder Mahal, the 3-man band.
Yes, absolutely. While we're watching this whole setup and the match gets started up, I actually do. I have an academic inquiry for you from Robbie Austin.
Okay.
According to Austin's first law, if arena crew are the ones to bring out the table or the table-like object, will the arena crew be the ones to go through it? According to the first law?
Arena crew are exempt from the first law. That's wrestlers only. I see.
They exist outside of normal physics. I understand.
Yes.
Gotcha. Let's see. What are the notes? I mean, it's an insane match. I just to be clear, checking in on the give a shit-o-meter, I still do not care about this feud. That said, this match is a little bit cooler than the one we watched last time, I guess. Yeah, I can. We get a pretty sick DDT by Christian from the stage to the floor at one point that fucks both of them up. That was pretty sick.
Yeah.
It's so at one point, Christian like goes to ringside and like grabs out a kendo stick, and as a joke, I called it a Singapore cane because I'm like, oh, you know, the ECW meme. I just did it for my own amusement, and then fucking JBL unironically calls it a Singapore cane on commentary. God damn it.
JBL, we're not in Philadelphia. You can't call us that.
Okay, but let's be real. Of all the people that would still call it a fucking Singapore cane, it would be JBL.
JBL likes the idea of caning.
He likes the idea of caning, and he likes the idea of the Orient. Yes, let's see. Oh, so JBL is still very obsessive. He's still, again, hater of the First Amendment, John Bradshaw Layfield, is very salty about the protest that just occurred on Raw. And so he starts talking about how could this have happened? Who could have let such a thing occur? And he starts really blaming Lawler because he's like, you're the Memphis boy, you've got connections, this must have been you. And then he's like, who was in cahoots that let this happen?
More cahoots.
I started getting war flashbacks.
Not cahoots.
Yeah, Christian's in control for like a decent amount of this match. Like, Sheamus definitely gets his hope spots, but Christian's in control for a lot of it. But the way I put it, Sheamus kind of gets his own Hulk up spot, which I can only imagine. You know how, like, in spy movies, people have like their fucking fake tooth that's filled with cyanide and they'll activate it.
Sure.
I just imagine Sheamus has that, but for Irish whiskey, and that's what allows him to Hulk up.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, just makes sense to me. Let's see. So he starts hulking up, and he really gets control of the match back. JBL, in a rare dub, points out both of Lawler's failed mayoral runs in Memphis during this fight. You love to see it. Sheamus gets Christian against the ropes. So he does this thing. Sheamus has a move where he will push you kind of your belly against the ropes, and he'll kind of come wrap his arms around you and start fucking wailing on your chest from behind.
Yes, the beats of the Bowery.
The beats of the Bowery. JBL, it's either JBL or Cole says that Sheamus calls this the 10 beats of the Bowery, except that he hits Christian a very distinct 17 times. So
yeah, it's been a long time since Sheamus only hit 10 because that move's super over. So he'll just keep hitting it and let the crowd keep counting.
I just love when wrestlers stop at random numbers that are not cleanly divisible by 5. They'll just be like 17 hits. Yeah, why not?
I got tired. I'm done.
I got tired. I got 3 more in me to hit 20. No, fuck you. So Sheamus is kicking Christian's little ass left, right, and center. He gets out a bunch of chairs from under the ring and tosses them in. And then he grabs for the bass drum from the drum kit. Let's go.
This is about when I got back into the match here. So I did pick up the commentary of one of the, I assume Jerry Lawler said something stupid here, named the wrong Beatle to make a reference to.
Oh, Ringo Starr, I think.
Yeah, I think Ringo's the right beat, is the Beatle who's the drummer, but I think one of the commentaries said George Harrison because they're
that's funny. I missed that. I just remember
because they just make fun of the beat. They make fun of that the entire rest of the match.
Yeah, I was gonna say they bring it up again fucking later, and it was so weird. I do want to point out that like the guitars at ringside, Christian used like an acoustic guitar to like smash over Sheamus's head. All the electric guitars were went rather untouched, shockingly.
Weird.
Yeah, who wonder why? Wonder what's different between that and an acoustic that might make you want to avoid that for attacking somebody. So Sheamus grabs for the bass drum, and I'm getting hype. This has been Chekhov's drum kit for me. I've been waiting. All right. So Sheamus gets all this stuff in the ring, but then Christian kind of dicks on Sheamus to get control back again. So Christian gets Sheamus down, stacks 2 chairs on top of him. Fucking frog splashes on top of Sheamus with the 2 chairs sandwiched between them. Kind of hurts both of them, but Christian gets up first.
Whatever.
It's a known fact of science that when you're the one doing the attack, it just hurts you less.
That's how physics works. Correct.
That's how physics works. No, it's true. And then he goes to grab the drum. So he kind of gets in the corner. He grabs the drum, and it looks like he's, I don't know, gonna like wham Sheamus in the head with it. So he waits for Sheamus to get up. He starts running at him, and Sheamus fucking big boots Christian through the drum to the head.
Straight up breaks through the bass drum.
Which I gotta give props. That's a kind of small target to hit at. That spot could have gone so wrong.
Yeah,
that got his legs
low
landed
room for error to hit that move right.
Yeah, he landed it. That was awesome.
Yeah.
And then he gets the pin. 1, 2, 3. Fuck you. And Michael Cole thinks he's really funny because he said that Sheamus indeed marches to the beat of a different drum. Thank you, Cole.
I also made note of that. Womp womp.
And then Cole thinks he's doubly funny because with the fucking Beatles reference made earlier, he goes after that, Christian seeing yellow submarines. Really, Cole?
If I have to give him credit for anything, is that Yellow Submarines is actually one of the songs Ringo sings. So, you know.
Well, yes, but still, it was so fucking forced. God damn it.
Yeah, because seeing yellow submarines is not a phrase.
Also, shouldn't we be making Elvis references? If anything?
Yeah, we're in Memphis. Surprisingly little Elvis references here. Just
like you'd think you would hear like, that's 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready, and go, can't go. And Sheamus got the pin. Like, come on.
Yeah.
There's so many options.
You're thinking you're being more clever than they are, so that's on you, really.
Well, yeah, because I know where the fuck we are. I thought they would have been 2. It's like 3rd grader to whatever. So we get another hey boomers, here's how you use
the technology tutorial for boomers.
Yes, the WWE equivalent of your grandson coming over and teaching you how the fuck to use your iPad.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I love this too, because for a lot of these we've been getting like these really slick like screen grab segments.
No, they just filmed JBL on his fucking computer using
they just shoot over his shoulder and then go over to Lawler to like film him on his iPad or whatever.
I forgot. I wasn't paying attention. I remember one of these Raws where they're like show JBL's screen. I don't think this is it, but I just remembered this is a thing that happened. Is during one of these film overs where they just like point a camera at their computer screen. One time they caught JBL had a browser open that was looking for porn. Like he just had a fucking browser that was a Google search for porn, and they caught it on camera.
That's so blatant. I almost feel like that had to have been on purpose on JBL's part. He's like, I'm just so fucking tired of them shooting over my shoulder, so I'm gonna fuck with them a little bit.
Yeah,
I can see him doing that on purpose.
I remember that I remember that happening. And that was a fun time on the internet for a bit.
That's so funny. Oh my god, I hope we get to see that because that's so fucking good. He just had porn typed in on Google. The most boomer ass JBL ass way to look for porn.
No, it's not that. But like, I don't remember the exact search, but it was a search that like people could like, if you replicate, you know what you're looking for. You know what he's looking for.
Large Texan asses. Well, gee, right. Wonder what that means. I want to point out too. So once we cut over to like Lawler's screen, so Lawler's kind of showing us all the options of shit you have to watch on the network, and he names off. He's like naming. He's scrolling through like the section that's just like, you know, all the broad shows you can click on. Like here's Raw, here's SmackDown. There was a show that was like a weird letter T and then the WWE logo next to it. I'm like, what the fuck show is that? And I was like, oh, Lawler's naming everything off. I guess he'll just explain it. And then he just skips saying what that one is. I'm like, I guess Lawler also doesn't know what the fuck TW is.
I don't remember. I don't know what that. That's not. I'd have to see the logo again. I zoned out during the technology tutorial, so I didn't really pay attention to what was on the screen.
What is WWE TW? What the fuck? What the fuck is TW? No, I just get fucking Twitter when I do that. I don't know. I'll show it to you later, but it's like a really like thin, wispy, kind of edgy looking letter T, and then just the WWE logo in slightly smaller print next to it.
Okay.
I have no idea what the fuck that was, and apparently neither did Jerry Lawler. So that
Maybe
was
if I
great.
Google WWE Network content, it'll come up for me because that doesn't sound like anything. That sounds like it would have been an original show. I would
I don't
think.
know.
Let me see here. What
Wouldn't
is
have
it?
been
Was it
Total Divas,
this?
probably.
Maybe it was Total Divas. It could have been This Week in WWE, though that doesn't quite sound right.
Let's see. This Week in WWE. Let me see if that logo looks right. If I can find it. This week. This looks like an old logo.
Okay.
This Week in WWE logo.
Oh, was it Table for Three?
Let me find out.
Or that was a relatively original show they were pushing for a while.
No, I don't think so. That the logo looks very different.
Okay, let's see. There's the Monday Night War, though I doubt that. The WWE list, that might have been it.
The WWE list. No, that's not. It's not Total Divas. WWE list. God, I feel like I'm desperate to know what this shit is. Oh my god.
It wouldn't have been Tuesday Night Titans, would it?
No, it definitely was not
Okay.
Tuesday Night Titans. That was because it was the WWE logo. Like it was the modern with just a really wispy blue T to the left of it. I don't know.
Okay, we'll figure it. We'll figure it out.
It's a later problem, but yeah. But it felt good to know that I also wasn't that Jerry Lawler was also clueless about this. Nice.
Yeah.
I have to say, Lawler, god damn it, makes an actually funny joke that watching JBL matches is a cure for insomnia.
That's true. I've watched enough of them to know.
Russian.
Oh, not yet.
Not yet.
Is because Brad Maddox. We have the Brad Maddox bit with Batista. And Randy Orton comes in and he's like, "Where's Hunter and Stephanie?" And Brad Maddox is like, "Well, they left the building." And so they wanted me to make sure you guys know that to put aside your differences and take care of the Big Show and Daniel Bryan tonight. And Orton's like, "Well, for the best, for what's best for business, for the authority, I'll do it if you will."
I love what a simp Randy Orton has become.
And Batista just leaves without any words. Doesn't do it.
Oh, this is a totally stable duo.
And yet, I've already forgotten what she said.
I don't know. It's just all Russian. The only thing I caught was, "Now, America, rise." And Rusev comes out as
rise.
It's literally just the exact same promo
as
when
bit.
It's the exact same thing. Who needs matches to get over when you can just cut scary foreign language promos?
Yeah, no. I now America rise for the man invading WWE, invading WWE by having a legal job within the company. Of course. The Bulgarian brute, the super athlete, Alexander Rusev.
And Robbie goes, "Wait, is that Miro?" And I say, yes that is Miro.
And then Rusev presumably does a promo in Bulgarian. I don't fucking know.
I assume so.
And then we get a recap from Cole of what happened earlier when Hulkamania was running wild.
Hulkamania?
He says it wrong, and then he's like, Hulkamania, sorry.
Oof, that's funny.
We get a recap of Hogan announcing the Andre match. Then we get the Wyatts backstage in the dark.
Yes.
And Harper's like, "You made a big mistake, John. It's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the Reaper." And then Bray Wyatt, he's looking, he's not of this world, John. And it was a euphoric experience seeing him standing out there next to the immortal Hulk Hogan. It was almost like looking into his future. Do you see yourself in him, John? Two men out there so self-absorbed that they refuse to just let it go. Oof. Irony. Do you see yourself in me? I know it would take a lot for you to admit that you're every bit the monster that I am. You're underestimating me. And that's the most foolish thing you will ever do. I have 1,000 faces and 1,000,000 names.
I just want to say real quick, I have 1,000 faces and 1,000,000 names. Considering the trajectory of his character, I mean, yeah.
He will eventually show us them all.
Every single one, every 1,000 and million.
Yeah. If you want to see me as a vicious beast, so I will be. If you want to see me as a smiling child, so I will be.
Oh, hey.
At WrestleMania 30, John, I accept. But just remember, you are the one with everything to lose. Your time is up, and I am forever. Time is on my side.
Is that a Buffett reference? Was he getting back at Cena?
He probably was. And then Rowan ends the promo getting real up in there in the sheet mask. Run.
Yeah. What is there to say, man? Fucking it's so good. Also, Time Is on My Side is sung by either Irma Thomas or the Rolling Stones, so he's just singing other shit. Cena.
But I loved their Your Time Is Up, because of course that's a good reference.
Oh shit!
Your time is up. My time is now.
Yeah,
that's that same line.
Oh shit! Well, that's God. Fucking Bray Wyatt is the best.
Man, Bray Wyatt before he lost his own plot was so fucking good.
I see. I haven't obviously seen the Fiend years, but even in the times where people say he's I like what he goes for. Even in the times,
I don't have a problem with the Fiend years. I have a problem with the Uncle Howdy era.
This is true, but also I feel part of that is just WWE still not knowing what the fuck to do with him, considering the fact that he has disappeared again and probably
this is one of those weird cases where honestly they might give him too much control. But
and they're we don't know how to contend with this.
Just do whatever you want. I don't care.
Just let's just throw the branded match at him, because why not?
Yeah, but Swamp Cult focused Bray Wyatt. Absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, the top tier shit. But then
it's the big show.
Yeah. The fucking so yeah, the main event is here. On commentary, they're talking about some of the stuff that happened backstage tonight, and we get mention of Kane as Corporate Kane. I love how people just call him that.
He's just Corporate Kane.
He's Corporate Kane. It's a distinct part of his persona. He is Corporate Kane. Also, shout out to the yes equals dollar sign. That's a person who really knows how to make sound rhetorical arguments. I mean, what better way to convince the authority than yes equals money?
Yeah, duh. You get
obviously
money.
Also, I realized with this matchup, considering one of the last contemporary arcs we were on, I remembered oh wait, fucking back in 2005 or whatever, Daniel Bryan and the artist formerly known as Beanie Show had some tensions. So sticking them together in this match is nice full circle moment.
Yeah, that was the whole thing.
Yeah. 2012, not 2005. No, but nice fucking full circle moment here. I like that.
Big Show and Kane have been announced for SmackDown.
Yes.
And Jerry Lawler, hip to the kids, talking about how Bautista is really getting big on Twitter.
Is apparently, and which of course makes Robbie remark, "I'll show you a Bautista." Thank you, Robbie.
Thanks,
yeah, and but fucking Robbie was popping off during this main event, man. They're talking about how WrestleMania will be a 4-hour extravaganza, and Robbie goes, "Only 4 hours?"
That is what we.
He knows what's up.
Only 4 hours. Can't wait to supercut that down to 3.
Absolutely.
Later.
JBL still can't shut the fuck up about Occupy Raw.
No, he is like Daniel Bryan should be sued. The USA Network should take legal action. And Clark Cole's like, what are you talking about? They're probably excited. That made for great TV. And JBL is like, no, Daniel Bryan is a small niche audience. Nobody liked that.
JBL's like, I hate the Constitution, and also Daniel Bryan.
JBL is going to be reading off the quarter hours next week to prove that Daniel Bryan should be sued.
Engaging in the Twitter discourse.
He is going to get into Twitter ratings discourse.
He's over here trying to twist the numbers as much as he can to be like, Daniel Bryan's not a draw. Daniel Bryan's not a draw. Also,
JBL's like, this could only happen in Memphis. So, yes. Other places have higher quality people that wouldn't.
The caliber of individual in other places wouldn't have done this. And Robbie just goes, if it were Detroit, we'd just steal the ring.
Maybe they should. That's how you occupy Raw, is steal the ring.
Yeah, and JBL in another rare dub says that to be fair, these are the types of people who voted for Jerry Lawler for mayor anyway, so it's not a surprise.
Yeah. I think my favorite part is after all this ranting and raving, JBL's like, there's a match happening in the ring. Call the match.
Yeah. He points out that Daniel Bryan and Big Show remind him of another great team, Donkey and Shrek. Thank you.
Very topical.
The wrong kind of four-legged hoofed animal, you dipshit. Whatever.
Also, yeah, wrong animal, dumbass.
Yeah, whatever. I'm going back and forth on whether to call this team up the Yes Show or Big Yes. Either way,
I like Big Yes.
I think I also like Big Yes. I don't know, it feels fitting. But they're either whatever you want to call them. They're just wrecking shit here. This match is kind of effectively a squash on Batista and Orton, all things considered.
But the baby faces get a lot in. I mean, the heels kind of beat down on Bryan for a bit.
A little bit, I guess.
But Big Show then comes in. He hits his big moves. He gets chop blocked by Batista for a second, but then he still kind of avoids the Batista bomb to tag into Bryan. Batista tags into Orton. Bryan does his big move sequence there. Yeah, he
locks in a supposed. Oh, yeah. Is this when is this during the sequence when he kind of goes into the yes lock?
Yeah, Orton rolls up Bryan. Bryan kind of rolls through it and gets him in the yes lock, or at least starts to.
This yes lock looks a little bit more like an STF than an actual yes lock. But did you also notice that?
No, I mean it was too quick because Batista kind of immediately breaks it up.
Yeah,
anyway.
So I don't know. Something about it seemed off to me because I'm like, that yes lock looks a lot more STF-y and bad than usual. I'm begging STFs to actually look good, dude. I swear to God.
I swear it's possible.
It's no, I've seen it happen, but it's so blindingly rare, vanishingly rare. We get Big Show and Orton back in the ring together at one point, and Orton, in a move that's pretty fucking cool, hits a goddamn RKO to Big Show.
RKO on the big man.
Insane.
Batista, this whole sequence, Viper setting up for the RKO on Bryan. Batista runs in for the spear, but he ducks, and Orton gets speared instead.
What's that function?
Bryan hits the flying knee, the Psycho knee, the B+ knee, as it will eventually be called, on Batista.
Oh shit.
The B+ knee. Yeah, they'll name it that soon enough. Daniel Bryan then goes for the knee in the corner to Orton. Orton avoids it. Orton hits the vintage Orton. That is the rope draped DDT.
Yes.
That always makes Michael go vintage Orton. So I call it the vintage Orton on Bryan.
He hits the vintage Orton, and he stops to taunt by pointing at the WrestleMania sign. Point to the sign, boy, harder.
Orton goes for the RKO. Bryan backslides that into a pin.
Okay. May I just ask, does a backslide pin ever work? I don't know if I've ever seen
I think I've seen it maybe once. Somebody with a backslide.
Extremely rare. But sure.
But Bryan gets up, gets in the corner, hits the flying knee for the win. With no authority in the building. There's no shenanigans tonight, as the baby faces just take the win, and Daniel Bryan leads yes chants as Raw goes off the air.
Yeah, scratch my previous direction. Yes to the sign, boy. Harder. Yes.
Fun enough episode of Raw.
Yeah, pretty solid, all things considered. Yeah. There was some things I didn't give a shit about.
No terrible matches, but today. Yeah, and all the promos were fucking awesome.
Yeah. And again,
Bray, Undertaker, Heyman,
Yes.
the Occupy Raw, the
Occupy-
iconic
holy
moment from this
shit.
feud.
Occupy Raw. That was a whole other caliber. I have never seen anything else like that in wrestling media. That was brilliant. Whoever came up with that was genius. Because like
Absolutely.
what a perfect like you know, they're going for the topical humor, sure, whatever. But like what a perfect way to encapsulate the power of this feud in like just the sheer volume of like rabid fan support Daniel Bryan organically achieved, like showing him as like giving him a physicalized version of like the image of him as the leader of a grand movement. That was insanely brilliant.
Absolutely.
And it
Yeah,
was really effective too. It could have come off as really goofy, but it worked.
Yes, it did. Like, yeah, it was so cool. Like this whole feud's been kind of built on this idea of like Daniel Bryan is being held back, but the fans are the ones who are behind him and give him power. And then in this episode, he literally gets everything he wanted by utilizing the power of the fans.
The power of the fans
surrounding him and taking over the show. We have seen twice now, both for good and for ill, the crowd taking over the show with chanting. And now they are taking over the show by literally just all hanging out in the ring.
And now they leaned in.
They get what they want.
Yeah, that's such a brilliant, like, yeah, I didn't even think of it that way, but this is them leaning into the, like, crowd's hijacking segments. They're like, all right.
The crowd has hijacked the show.
Let's do it for real. Let's co-op this. It's kind of really brilliant. This is incredible. I'm so excited to finish the last few episodes of this.
Yeah.
This is already shaping up to unironically be like easily one of the best like stories we've watched for this show. Probably one of the best stories in like wrestling history in general. And I'm so fucking excited to see the inevitable but epic conclusion to this. I can only imagine.
Yeah, we got one Raw to go, and then it's WrestleMania XXX.
But yes, WrestleMania sex number, WWE's favorite number.
Yep. So we're the road to WrestleMania. I forgot how good the road to WrestleMania was in 2014, I think.
Yes.
Like it's easy to remember how good the Mania is, and it is, in my opinion, like a top 5 WrestleMania of all time.
Oh shit.
I think I had it third. I hate that I have lost. I put it all on like a Word document I can't find anymore. I wish I could tell you I could refine my rankings of every WrestleMania. Or at least the first 30. But I remember that, like, for me, WrestleMania 30 was a top 3, and I think I would still put it up there.
Fuck yeah.
That's fantastic awesome. Show, and this is truly a fantastic build to WrestleMania. And we still got a little bit to go before we get to the big show, till we celebrate in New Orleans.
Fuck yeah. I'm so pumped, dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah, but for next time, though, we return to a different road to WrestleMania that we're on right now. We're just on so many roads to Mania.
Oops, all WrestleManias.
Yeah, as last time, and it feels so long ago, we were at the 1990 Royal Rumble, where Ultimate Warrior and Hogan had a little bit of a face-off. It's time for challenges to be laid out, I think. As in the aftermath of the Royal Rumble, we see the challenge, the ultimate challenge.
Oh shit! Oh my!
Indeed.
Fuck yeah! I'm
excited. That is for next time. Until then, David, hit the plugs.
Yes, sir. Dear friends, thank you all so much for joining us on yet another episode of the Noobs and Knockouts podcast. We are so delighted to have you here. If you're a returning listener, viewer, what have you, you know the drill. Thank you so much for once again welcoming us back into your eardrums, your eyeballs. It is so delightful to have you here week after week after week. Hey, new people. How's it going? Welcome. We here at the Noobs and Knockouts podcast like to think we are friendly to both noobs and knockouts alike. hence the name. So whether you are brand new to the wild, wacky world of wrestling or you're a veteran of all the weird bullshit, either way, we hope you feel welcome here. We hope things feel accessible to you here. We hope you've had a great time here. If you have, and you'd like to keep having a great time with us week after week after week, I'm going to make sure you know all the ways to do so. First of all, of course, you can find us on YouTube. We are the Noobs and Knockouts podcast on YouTube. Hit subscribe, ring that bell, make sure it turns a nice little solid color so you get notifications every single time we drop a brand new episode. Check out all of our playlists, because Austin has been kind enough to organize all of the storylines that we follow into their own separate playlists, so you can follow something all the way down without having to skip around a whole hell of a lot. It's great. Give us just all of that sweet engagement, helps out our channel a little bit. And hey, YouTube, we got the video element. You can see our lovely sexy faces, me very sexily sipping out of my tea mug this morning, as you do.
If you say so.
I think, Austin, nobody sips out of a tea mug better than me, okay? Just what?
Okay, great.
That's a 10 right there. But of course, if you do not want to watch me sexily sip out of a tea mug, first of all, why? But second of all, we do have options. Your face. Second of all, we do have options for that. We have the audio only podcast experience. Of course, you can find us on 3 of the best places to find your audio podcast, namely Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. So give us a listen there on whatever your preferred platform is. Listen to our show, download our show. If you're so kind, maybe drop us some nice little 5-star ratings and some reviews that say these guys are pretty cool. More people should be listening to them. I don't know. Maybe I'm just spitballing, putting out ideas into the universe there, manifesting a little bit. Either way, we appreciate your patronage, whether via video or audio. Noobs and Knockouts podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. But of course, on top of all of that shit, we exist outside this little box that we find ourselves in week after week. This little void. We have a social media presence a little bit. Ain't that nifty? You can find us on Twitter, of course, at Noobs and Knox Pod on Twitter. That's at Noobs, the letter N, Knox Pod on Twitter. Come check us out there. We post memes. We engage in discourse. We put up a notice every single time we put out a brand new episode, so you guys always know what the hell's going on. And of course, the highlight of our Twitter is weekly wrestling live tweeting. Things are getting fucking crazy, folks. We in some ways have 3 shows to talk about now. We are at the end of the day AEW boys in this house, and so if we're going to be live tweeting anything when we have the time to, we have 3 fucking options for you now. Ain't that wild? Every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on TBS, we are watching AEW Dynamite and tweeting about all that good shit. Fridays at 10 p.m. when we have the time for it on TNT, we are watching AEW Rampage, because it is the show that y'all been waiting on, and now brand new.
Now the real show that we've been waiting on.
The real show that we've been waiting on. The show that Eric Bischoff is very salty about for slightly aping the Nitro aesthetic. Is on Saturday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern on TNT. We are watching the all-new AEW Collision, or Collision for you English folks in the crowd. And tweeting about all that shit. Austin's kind of back to his normal schedule. I'm going to be back to my normal schedule pretty soon. We're kind of splitting duties and, tweeting when we can, and we love to do all that shit. On top of all of that, though, Austin he's a dedicated little boy to the world of wrestling. Some might say he's an utter knockout at this. Some, not me, I don't think, but some would.
Only some people would say.
Only some people, not many, just some. Austin likes to follow all of the major company pay-per-views and tell you guys all the fuck about them. Sometimes even tweet about them. So, my friend, what is on the docket coming up?
Sure. So let's start with the E. As the WWE on July 1st has Money in the Bank. Now,
MITB.
Now you can watch WWE on a weekly basis on Raw at 8 p.m. Eastern on Mondays on USA Network, and SmackDown 8 p.m. Eastern, on Fox. However, Yes, all the WWE's pay-per-view events are on Peacock. The Pliz, the premium live events, but I refuse to call them that.
True.
Because I think the pay-per-view sound cooler.
Look,
Anyway, Money
man,
in the
sometimes
Bank.
I feel it fitting to look at WWE's major events and go, play.
Anyway, July 1st in the O2 Arena in London, England. Oi and bruv.
Matey even.
And matey, oi in it. That's WWE coming in it.
Right, Governor. I love to watch the World Wrestling Entertainment, isn't it?
Anyway, yeah, well, I've decided for going forward, I'm only going to talk about the matches like the week of the show, so we get the most to make this quicker. But yeah, that's happening. Impact Wrestling. Time for me to proselytize about my favorite wrestling going of the week on a week-to-week basis. Impact Wrestling had a great time a couple weeks back at Against All Odds. Saw Motor City Machine Guns get all the gold.
My hometown boys, the MCMG.
Watched Chris Sabin win the X Division title for the ninth time, but more importantly, Alex Shelley defeated Steve Macklin to become the Impact World Championship. Crazy thing to be there live for. But upcoming for Impact Wrestling is an actual pay-per-view, Slammiversary. It is their 21st anniversary, if you can believe that.
That's insane. I mean, the fact that, I don't know what's more insane, the fact that it's their 21st or the fact that their 21st means they started in 2002.
Yeah. So if you want to watch Impact Wrestling on a week-to-week basis, you can watch it on Access TV at 8 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays, or if you, as I would expect, don't get that fucking channel.
Really?
You can, however, if you subscribe to Impact Plus, the Impact streaming service, you can get it next day. Or what I have started to do is you can get a YouTube premium membership with Impact Wrestling's YouTube channel. It's $1 a month, and you can watch Impact Wrestling live without commercials. They basically start the stream at 8:30 p.m. Eastern and then just go straight through with no ads.
Sick. That's actually really sick.
Yeah, and so upcoming on July 15th on actual pay-per-view, they don't have a lot of pay-per-views anymore, but they still have four-ish a year, is Slammiversary. So in a couple weeks, when that card is all filled out, we'll be happy to talk to you more about that.
Fuck yeah.
And then for AEW, coming up this Saturday.
Fuck yes.
Is AEW x NJPW Forbidden Door.
Fucking door.
Now, I guarantee this is not all the matches.
No, it's not.
We have 5 matches already. These are the big boys. Definitely.
Let's hear this.
Bringing them up here is we will have Orange Cassidy defending the AEW International Championship against the Windy Man, Zack Sabre Jr.
Ooh.
Now, if I've watched enough Zack Sabre Jr. Toru Yano matches to know that if there's one thing Zack Sabre Jr. doesn't like dealing with is goofy bullshit.
True.
He
got so mad after the Claudio match last year.
Yep, he is a salty boy.
He's a serious wrestler, TM.
Regularly overdoses on copium, and he is not going to have a fun time with Orange Cassidy of that, I'm sure.
No, he is not.
Then for the AEW World title, we have MJF, who is here by force. He is contractually obligated to be here. He will not be here otherwise.
I mean, the jury's still out on they still seem to be running in will MJF actually show up angle, so that'll be fun to play with.
Taking on Hiroshi Tanahashi, the ace of New Japan Pro Wrestling. He's gonna kick his ass. And then for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, Sonata, the current champion, has put out an open challenge, and it has been accepted by Jungle Boy Jack Perry.
What? Oh my goodness.
Now it has been a while since I have watched a New Japan Pro Wrestling, so I have not seen Sonata's defection from LIJ to create Just Five Guys. That is the name of his new group, Just Five Guys.
Oh man, my favorite restaurant.
Yep, he just big five guys, and he just guys being dudes, and he is the champ, and he's taking on Jack Perry.
Yes. Ah.
And then in the dream match of the show here, Bryan Danielson taking on the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada. As Bryan Danielson has made clear, there will be no rain in the desert in this match.
Oh my god, it's gonna be so insane. I love Forbidden Door. I love how it's like we got a month to set this up, and there's not really all that much story going in. Oh fuck, we even have one more you still haven't mentioned yet. Shit, I forgot.
Yeah, it's true. And then what will probably be the main event, a lot of people think should be the main event here, for the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship. Kenny by God Omega versus Will Ospreay in a rematch from what many are saying is a match of the year, maybe even a match of the decade or the century, from January 4th at Wrestle Kingdom. The Kenny Omega Ospreay 2.
Oh my god. Fuck yes. It's just every single one of these matches, Austin, is gonna bang. It's impossible for them not to bang. This is so insane, and I love it so much.
Mm-hmm. That is, again, June 25th, this Saturday, live on pay-per-view.
Fuck yes. Be sure to check all that shit out, folks. We love to tell you guys about it, especially for the noobs in the audience. If you're really brand new to wrestling, pay-per-views / plus are a great way, are a great little jumping on point for a wrestling fan. You know, you're pretty much guaranteed to get some banger ass matches. Storylines are wrapping up, new ones are beginning. It's a great jumping on point. So we just like to keep you guys informed of all your options. So, you know, if you're trying to, you know, dip your toe in the water a little bit, nice little way of doing so. So be sure to check all of that out on the Twitter. If you like hearing us ramble about wrestling for several hours a week for some reason, you'll like it over on the Twitter. You know, the voices carry over. We like to have fun there. So yes, at Noobs and Knox Pod on Twitter. Of course, if you want to get in more direct long form contact with us, you know, with that, you know, whole pesky character limit thing, you can email us without a character limit at noobsandknockoutspod@gmail.com. That's noobs, the word, and this time knockoutspod@gmail.com. Tell us what you think about the show. Tell us things you want to see us cover on the show. Talk to us. Start discourse with us. Say our takes are based in red pill or they're really fucking stupid. Either way, we just love talking to people. Say hi to us. We love people saying hi. We would love to say hi back. Noobs and knockoutspod@gmail.com. And of course, finally, we are also the Noobs and Knockouts podcast on Patreon. We have a little Patreino you can support us on. You can find the link for it in our Twitter. $1 a month, just a single little bonerino every month. Gets you early access to episodes and a shout out at the end of each episode. Shout out, as always, to friend of the show, a sugar daddy, Kyle Smith, for hitting us up and being our goodest boy. Enjoy your perks, buddy. As always, if you want to enjoy those perks along with our boy, you can subscribe. Noobs and Knockouts podcast on the Patreon. The link for that, again, is in our Twitter.
See you all next time.
Hasta luego.